shit. Oh shit. इंटर हो गया है दोस्तों, यहाँ पे गलती से लाइव क्लिक करना भूल गया था. I would like to apologize. NS applying? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I think they're winning.
Back into it as well, but the desk kind of talked about it already. You know, it all comes to, whoa, what is this? It comes all the way down to mid-rounding and adaptations. Both teams rather familiar.
Good morning, boys. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
Really, for me, I think I'm going to dub this whole matchup as an eye test.
Apologize on being on time.
The very first one of stage 2. Well, here we go for day 2.
I woke up at 12:30, then I woke up at 1, then I woke up at 1:20.
And a much appreciated match, I think, for everybody in the house today. There's a lot of fans that
Apologize.
I'm sure a large majority of them, of course, are Nongshim fans. But Full Sense, they've won a lot of hearts. They've won a lot of minds with the run that they had last season. Primi, especially, everyone's very excited to see what he's going to do.
How are you doing, dude? How are you doing?
A bit of a change up for him. I, personally look at it and I think,
man, was put together, yes.
Anything about what Primi did last stage. You know, put him on the Jet, put him on the Duelist. But see if there's some cooler heads prevailing here for Full Sense as we do get underway with Primi being given that initial ulti orb. So a little bit of map control taken by Full Sense early on in the pistol.
Full Sense, Primi, yeah.
You can already see how it's kind of working out too, though. I mean, the GrabNet already spent
Chai
to get
piya,
the ult orb off of it. They have some information now, seeing where Nongshim were kind of positioned. And already as well, debut player Sephiroth gets his first kill into the server. Look at where Full Sense are positioned. It feels as though they're prepared for this.
Oh, and Kalua. 2 taps to the head of Danby and Francis. So this round has certainly not panned out the way that Nongshim would have wanted it to.
Yeah, first round, I mean, especially since you're an attack anyway, if your opponents already have something like this, it's just going to be tricky. The only choice is to kind of situation, but you're going to get set down by another GrabNet.
Not unwinnable right now for RB, by the way, especially if he can dislodge Cruz. A headshot would do it. Primi is tagged up. So a little bit of a softer target there. This is actually more interesting.
30 seconds left.
Look at the caution being exercised by Full Sense. 30 seconds, playing it safe. I think Frost would be somewhat happy about this so far. Cruz as well, not over. It's all up to RB.
He's got to get a wriggle on now. We'll make it into that C site in time to get a plant down.
And then when he does, he's got Flash and a little bit to work with as well. So he might actually be able to do some damage.
Long. So he sets himself up on a line that will be pretty valuable.
And it is planted for long as well. He's already anticipating it. Does he pull out the Flash?
Full Sense of playing it nicely. Buddy system. He's going to have to hit a couple of bangers right here. RB, the first opportunity. Does go into Primi, and Paranoia connects. RB pulls off the one. Nongshim looked like they were completely out of that pistol, and yet they are the team that claim it in the end.
Wow.
What
a way to start this matchup. Right from the get-go. You see the macro game already with the composition, the swaps, and the setups alone. You can tell that Full Sense were prepared for it, but even down to some of these
September, October से काश दोस्त लोग love you यार विकेट भाई ले लो. Love you मेरी जान के उठे.
Toss it in as a gamble.
मैं इधर हूँ टेंशन नहीं.
Masterfully crafted RP has the guns now, and they kind of know that this is going to be that default. Let's get rid of that GrabNet first. Take contact off of it immediately.
Thank you so much, मेरी जान.
Staging towards C site.
Chiboy surviving.
पकड़ भी नहीं सकते
quite a chunk of damage. Still some space taken by Full Sense. Gonna try and take a little bit more as well. By the looks of things, they want to take this fight to Nongshim, but in the end, walking into the crosshairs. Pretty comfortable round for Nongshim. Charge up some ultis. From that run it back, which could be pretty valuable in a bonus round.
That's what this meta is all about, but that's also why you have Primi on this deadlock is what it's meant for. Sephiroth going to try to do a bit more damage
ठीक है,
anyways,
clean
but
नहीं है, ठीक है.
it's going to be ultimately too overwhelming.
ठीक है.
But back to my earlier point, I mean, actually, so this composition was one that
but members only
global esports
on the
back
way.
in stage 1 before.
Prediction दे दो. There
who
dude.
Take down Nongshim 14-12 back then, and it was this same composition. But there's one difference though. Back then it was a Sova. Now they have a Sky. And that kind of tells me that he's trying to work together with how the ties play, how Full Sense would play, which would be a bit more fluid. So the Flash is coming in, supporting Jit Boys on a bit more mobility. They could always try to start things off with that control back towards a lobby. No Grafnet this time around.
Okay.
I'm much going to be keeping my eyes peeled to see what Xrox gets up to. Danby as well. Initially trying to take that space. Nongshim.
Wedding members का क्या होगा? एक बंदा members only करता ही नहीं है. अभी members only chat कर रहा हूँ ना यार.
That's how they want to work the map. But look at this as well. Like Full Sense is not giving it up. They just want to check around a bit, see if the presence is indeed correct.
कैसे Binks भाई? सब बढ़िया, सब बढ़िया, सब बढ़िया.
Long, but not really. So they don't see too much.
Membership for the gangster by the way. Love you, Joker by. Love you, मेरे जान कटे. Thank you for the 30 months. Love you.
Sephiroth kind of jiggling back from C-Link. Might be able to spot it out, and there's a Sonic sensor close by as
कैसे
well.
Binks भाई?
Good boys. The walk up here from Jit Boys, completely unexpected. That is going to be the trigger pull though by Nongshim as they work their way into B. Now typically a tough side to defend against the retake. There's a lot of avenues back in.
जिंदगी में मैंने डील वाला ट्रिप में थोड़ा भागते भागते चुपचाप स्टन खाया अपन ने.
Just in case Nongshim. But with no presence, I think Full Sense are going to start to believe that Nongshim are back towards middle, and that should confirm it.
No success for Danby. Troops are starting to fall now. Nongshim down to 3. And a little bit of a whiff there from Ivy is not going to make it any better. Full Sense making this one look quite easy in the end. Shock Dart's going to go through, but it won't do enough.
Uh-oh.
हल्का सा clean hit again. Francis not getting away with his gun either, so bonus is
life has been full of surprises, Binks by.
And this is why that macro works so well for Full Sense now.
Good surprise
back on the controller too. IGL alongside the coach.
Bad mate.
This is I'm not gonna lie, George. This is getting my jimmies going. This is a hell of a chess match between both sides.
The jimmies are getting rustled.
Yeah.
तू किसको support कर रहा है वालों को?
But at the same time, I mean, we just saw
मैं
that
Primi को
response from Full
support
Sense
कर रहा हूँ,
right,
लेकिन Nongshim
throwing the
जीतेगा.
Grafnet very early, just working around the map.
14 months already and many months ahead. Thank you, Mithul Gupta bhai. Thank you, मेरे जान कटे.
They avoid A completely, walk up and towards B.
Fuck. Crazy कुछ होने वाला है क्या?
Nongshim crafts this round.
Wait, fight क्या किया है भाई? Oh my god. भाई सिर्फ एक जिगल के इन्फो पे बे. सिर्फ एक जिगल के इन्फो पे बे.
Apologies for that one, folks. That was quite an oopsie. Just as soon as they tried to push up in towards B, Full Sense comes in with their own set play.
और उसने अल्ट भी उधर मारा क्योंकि I think वो वाला बंदा सिर्फ
of course that's what breaks apart.
half blind हो सकता है, dodge कर सकता है शायद.
Definitely caught off guard by that one. I don't think they expected Full Sense to be pushing up mid that way. And it's going to be a completion on the ace too, Jit Boys.
That was a great round from Jit Boys, wasn't it? Just supreme accuracy and aim.
Already आ गए case.
That's how the whole team does it as well to set him up for it. I mean, look at that. You have the flash, you have the annihilation. Everyone's completely blind, and that's what the Sky does that that a Sova can't do. So he's able to set up a relative flank.
भाई क्या गलत मारा मेरे को?
All 4. There's just nothing that Nongshim could do. The team comms were dead silent, dude.
खोद दिया.
Yeah. I mean, not much to say really at that point. Back to it though, but Nongshim starting to scrape the bottom of the barrel when it comes to the guns. He has been given just a shot to try to make this round work, but it's a fast Nongshim this time. They get a plant on B.
Okay. Response. Try to find some positional information. It's possible if they do enough by attention away, Jit Boys can start to make his move outside of A lobby.
It's going to be tough for him to get a lot done, though. You've got the trip there, and you've also got Francis watching it. So I think the majority of this round is going to have to be won on the site by Full Sense, and they are certainly taking their time about it. Francis picks up the opener onto Jit Boys. That flank will not have any impact. The smoke's everywhere. Where are the frags? That's the question that Full Sense have to answer, and they're just not getting them. They have not been able to bust their way into this B site. And so in the end, we'll be around for Nongshim.
Yeah.
भाई दोनों टीम लड़ तो रहा है बे.
Still a little bit early.
Close जाएगा
difficult
शायद.
to kind of tell what Nongshim's intentions truly are. They were just attempting a B site. I think Full Sense weren't expecting a second attempt.
हाँ?
So that's a continuation of that chess match still.
Binks. भाई आपको पता है नाइट मार्केट कैसा है? मैंने देखा नहीं अभी तक.
But at this point, who knows what Nongshim is going to attempt now?
रुक जाओ.
So it's going to be difficult. Full Sense is going to have to start the rounds off pretty effectively, get early information. So it comes down to this little camp setup, the jiggles from Sephiroth and Cruz on the C site. If they can find a couple of players from Nongshim here, that would be great.
It's a cheeky trip. Every possibility, maybe Jit Boys goes running straight into it. Nongshim taking a little bit of a slower approach over towards C though.
ठीक है. पहले everything जाएगा वो तो membership मेरी जान कर दे तू किसको support कर रहा है? Nongshim रे Nongshim. Nongshim I feel थोड़ा strong है.
Though, so that might be a little gap that Nongshim looks to exploit. Trailblazer sees nothing up A.
As
so
a team,
rotations begin.
I think
for
थोड़ा
Full Sense.
strong है.
It's another B play.
Genji, NS, FS सब फॉर्म पे.
He was successful last round.
हम लोग का मैच
Trying
है.
again this time. Primi in position to cause a bit of a ruckus though. RB does get that plant down.
Oh, Cruz.
भाई एक भी ऐसा कुछ एजेंट रहता है डैमेज वाला बिटा के जो कर सकता
Important
है.
duel on the backside once again here, trying to
बिटा
cut off those rotates.
बिटाने का वो लोग बहुत क्रेजी कर रहे हैं.
Cruz in. Francis gets a cheeky one onto Jit Boys, who was an important piece of the puzzle there for the retake for Full Sense. Killua though is getting all that work done. Now it's Danby's turn. See if he can show us exactly why he picks this character, and well, unfortunately not this time around. RB was trying to be the hero again. Will not get it done. Full Sense will continue to keep this close. It has been so tit for tat.
Yeah. Toss a punch, you get one back.
To be?
That's just so tense between these two teams. That's what makes this good Valorant. Holy hell. But it's quite clear as well, coming out from Full Sense, this is exactly how they want to work around a retake on B site. You'll always have players pushing outside of A long. This time around, the adjustment from before was Cruz comes in with his own as well. Sets up a smoke outside of window, and it really forces Nongshim to question. And you had, of course, a little barrier mash outside.
Frost Tire deadlock नहीं ऐसा हो सकता है?
Again, now
हाँ ना मैं तो भूल ही गया था बे.
Pushing up B, they'll start with that early pressure.
Hey, you've got to surely start to be considering this as Full Sense. All they do though is leave Primi high and dry over on B. Cruz spotted, easy kill for Ivy. Nongshim coming into their own in this round. They really feel like they have found that weakness, that gap in the defense, and they're trying to exploit it.
Shot.
Yeah, they're just gonna keep going on. And that's just, if you were, in Full Sense shoes right now, it's so odd. Teams oftentimes would start with, maybe a bit of macro, you slow things down, you work the map around A or C, try to spot things out. But that's not the case. Nongshim just full-on bum rush into these sites several times in a row. Full Sense are not anticipating that, so I don't really blame them, but isolated deaths, what are you going to do? Now you're just going to have to save. मैं उठने के बाद 10 बार सोचा स्ट्रीम करूं नहीं करूं पता बॉडी गिव अप कर दिया था मेरा. See what Nongshim attempts on the next one. I mean, are they going to go B again?
But what do you think about Frost being removed from G?
Resources towards this B site. They've typically been kind of playing for the retake on B. Obviously, in that last round, they had
पहला क्वेश्चन से रहता what do you think समझ में आता है. सब होने के बाद what do you think का क्या करना है. कुछ चेंज होने वाला है क्या?
Then obviously weakening the extremities over towards A and C, but you've got to, in the back of your minds, be wondering, well, if they're just going to keep hitting B, we might have to do something about that, and that's where they want to have a bit of extra time now to have a chat. So we do get the timeout to come
आप
through.
3 घंटा सो के जिंदा कैसे रहते हो टिप्स दो
to
एक सेकंड
have
पे
a
क्या
chat with the
चाहता है
team here in stage
Hello?
2.
Yeah,
See what kind of impact he can have.
kind of love it. Coach Frost, cape flowing in the wind. We comes in just in time, maybe able to craft some kind of a response. So maybe more
5
traps,
to 1 AM
or trips, you know,
is equal to
detailing
8
out
hours.
towards B, gives them less to worry about. But then they're going to have to invest
Only 3
manpower
क्यों
onto those
6:30
extremities
बजे
that
तो
you were
मेरा
mentioning
stream
earlier
खत्म
before,
हुआ है
Jordan. But at the
कौन
same
सा
time,
5
you
AM
know, this does give Nongshim a bit of a discussion to go
सुबह के
to.
6:30 बजे तो
So I
स्ट्रीम खत्म हो
wouldn't,
गया
be surprised if Nongshim start off the early portions of the next rounds really slowing things down. The one thing that you want to look out for
बस
then
भाई एक बार बोल दो
is the game
स्पेन
does
वर्ल्ड कप
shift
जीते
more
ना ना
slow
ना
set pace.
अर्जेंटीना
Shit boys on
ना
this
ना
offense.
ना अर्जेंटीना
Haven't really
यप
seen him on this weapon that
आपको
much,
बेस्ट
especially now that he's on
विशेष
this
के
Neon
लिए
as well, just to
लोग
work with the
मोर
current meta.
नीड यू अभी तो आज भी
If
3
he's able
रीजन
to
है
find value off of it,
आज
that
तो लग
would
गया मेरा
be fantastic. Goes up short.
Oh, there you go.
वीडियो वाला लाइक करो बॉयज मैं
I don't know that was what
excuse me
Francis was really asking for, but certainly for full sense, is a nice helping hand. Dambi in and then out of this round as well. Kalua chiming in. Fought up to heaven though from RB. That could be the big difference maker. RB again.
my god
Out
ये
of
प्ले उस दिन भी
nowhere.
देखा था
Completely
चैट
bamboozling full sense.
ये गेम उस दिन भी देखा था
Retake still possible though. Flash available for Cruz.
उस दिन भी देखा था ये वाला प्ले
I'll cover down, making it a bit of a more difficult task to retake for full sense. So
I
you might
want
just
an
have to wait
honest
it out.
opinion on the growth of Valorant in India. What change
Jumping out
you
of
wanna
heaven.
bring love from
Sure, that's
US?
gonna be too
I can
ideal.
never hate
Paranoia
you.
does go
Thank
through.
you
RB
MMDR. Shout
the
out
man
to you
with
मेरी
the
जान
plan, and
करते
that is actually a cage that might
Bro,
work
Valo
in
का
his
main
favor.
problem जो
Ivy
था ना
isolates the duel
जो
against
कि
Cruz. RB, he's on his
साल में
bike.
सिर्फ एक ही टूर्नामेंट हो
Just
रहा
wants to
है फिर
play
थर्ड
time, and
पार्टी
that
सारा
will
बैक
work
ऑफ
out
कर गई
perfectly,
थी
you'd say. Sephiroth,
एक टूर्नामेंट हो रहा
surely
था
no
एसेशन
chance here
का
at all. Ivy not even giving him the fight, just jiggling, buying as much time as possible, and
Nice.
another round for Nongshim. Full sense.
हाँ तो वो जो है कि साल में एक टूर्नामेंट हो रहा था वो अभी देखो चेंज हो चुका है अभी नेक्स्ट ईयर से टूर्नामेंट्स बढ़ गए प्राइस पूल बढ़ गया है ईडब्ल्यूसी हो रहा है अलग ईएनसी हो रहा है अलग तो ऐसा है कि अभी प्लेयर्स 5 है और मैचेस 7-8 है समझ रहे हो? अभी दूसरा अभी मेन जो काम है वो है यंगस्टर्स खोजने का
Down, you go back to
तो उसका
another A hit.
उसका प्लानिंग चल रहा है
Well, this one's
Let's
going to
go
be
blind
a
inside.
little bit more routine, you'd think, for Nongshim. Full sense don't have the money.
तो मेरे जैसे जो भी 16
Showing
17
some of the high and dry. Just trying to find what damage they can, but no, they're gonna
years के
eat
है
some themselves, and that's
strong
gonna
gamers.
sting. Especially if you consider the scoreline right now, more than likely going down 3 and 6.
having a lot of fun in members of this team
This is incredible micro plays from Nongshim, and look at how measured they're being as well. Holding safe, holding default, watching in case Full Sense does try something sneaky. Numbers dwindling down if they just commit to a single site. Whatever happens, you know, they'll have the trades.
अरे
In fact,
अर्जेंटीना
they
को
could even
जिक्स क्यों
just
किया
spend
मिस्टर
the money
फाइवेट
back if they wanted to.
लक्ष्य भाई थैंक यू फॉर द कैनेडियन $5 मेरी जान कटे
Probably unnecessary at
यार
this
देखो
point,
एक
but
बार
we'll see
इंग्लैंड
how
को
this
सपोर्ट
initial
किया
entry does go.
तो इस बार अभी सोचा कि
This Ross looks like he's gonna set up a flash.
अर्जेंटीना तो क्या फिटूस
Pretty easy for Dambi.
30
इसलिए
seconds
इसलिए
left.
Sephiroth not being cleared out, but will be in the end. It takes a little longer for RB to get that done than he would have liked, so opens the door up for a kill for Kalua, who has been pretty sharp so far this game for Full Sense. We're seeing some of that early stage one form
भी
come
मारते
back for
भाई
Kalua. 10 and 5, topping the board for Full Sense at the moment.
yeah
Not really enough to trouble the score.
you are the
right
only
now.
one who I buy membership
Nongshim
for
pulling ahead
and I
substantially
genuinely
on
think you are a
Full
great
Sense's
person you
mapping.
can make a dull room full of energy yeah so nobody but a genuine support
Can
please
have
be
all the
careful
little hero
I am
plays,
chill
But unless it comes out in
और careful का बात नहीं है
situations like what RB
I am
just
me
did, it's still not gonna
तो
be enough.
टेंशन ना लो
They're trying to
टेंशन
match
ना लो
Nongshim up with the macro game, but It's definitely going to be quite a task now. 3 more rounds.
Tension na lo meri jaan.
Full Sense start to pick up the pace. All 4 around A and start to scale up as well on their own.
There's another B hit for Nongshim.
Points abhi 10th round hai.
Ready for this push as well. They know Full Sense are going to try and filter their way back on in. And Ivy and Francis, well, they just defend the gate. Cruz does pull one back, but they still haven't dealt with Ivy. And now Danby comes swinging in as well. It is coming together for Nongshim. This was the Nongshim we were missing last stage. They looked flat. But today, there's some pizzazz. There's a pep in the step, you know.
Procedure देख रहे तो रहेंगे ना सुमड़ी में.
I mean, look at how. I mean, you got to factor in the fact that they're back on agents that they're definitely more than comfortable on.
They found my wire.
And you already see. I mean, it's not just that as well. It's the entire team working together, reading situations where they can react to what Full Sense might try. In this round, it was a variation of that retake attempt that we witnessed several rounds ago, except you don't see anything out towards C.
17th round
sussy, deep smoke, blocking off a lobby. And you would think that that funnels Nongshim just
Pehla game is all about
which it does, but they were also prepared
chat जितने भी YT वाले like करो मेरी जान कटो जिसने नहीं किया
them with, and that was that scaling up outside of A, so just a try, but
there are some crater lands and crimson बीच में. Are there any chances we seen Valo? Want to नहीं जो तू scrims वो देख रहा है ना वो Valo में नहीं हो सकता भाई.
That might be the only option
वो
now.
impossible है.
You can see that heftier setup towards B again for Full Sense.
कि कोई scrims stream करे या scrims tournament हो वो नहीं हो सकता. Valo का possible है क्योंकि उसमें बहुत सारा चीज अपने control में नहीं है. हाँ sorry BGM में possible है.
As well, but Nongshim not going to be wasting any time. Danby gets the initial entry, then Ivy following up. It's 1 by 1. Again, Full Sense just falling at the hands of Nongshim.
Straight up crumbling. Oh, and even with a Seeker spent, there's really not much you can do. One silenced out the back, the other one approaching.
अगर बुरा ना लगे first by
everyone's spaced
एक
together
चीज
rather
बोलना
close, so
चाहूँगा
the trades are always available.
deadlock
Someone goes down, but
बस
even with these angles, the heads-up duels, you just can't find the angles. This is incredible stuff.
उसके जगह पे रहना लो ना तो भी चलेगा.
There's just no chance at Full Sense.
ये रेडर बोल रहे जहर पीलेगा अगर तेरी जिंक से अर्जेंटीना ऐसे से बात नहीं करते. Binks bye. Be like I'm not in danger. I am the danger. Love you. Honored one. Shout out to मेरी जान के बेटे. I am not for now. मेरे को अभी तक permission नहीं मिला.
Is up to his usual trickery. They are going to be able to take him down. Chip Boys sliding on through. Full Sense recovering this round, and info
by members only on waiting.
Extros and Francis are, so shouldn't work out until a flash out of nowhere. Extros and Francis back into it, and a walk in through the smoke. Surely can't go well. Oh, dearie me. Another round the way of Nongshim, and Full Sense, they just can't do anything right.
This is ridiculous. Who does that? When has Nongshim done that? You have the site, and instead of going for a plant or maybe pushing past a link, they actually head back into the smoke. Full Sense have no idea. How could you? You just wouldn't expect them to go for something like that. Nongshim oftentimes would have gone for the spike plant 6 days out of the week, but no. That was incredibly smart heads-up adaptation.
कौन दिया मेरी जान करे. Love you.
I don't mean in terms of aim.
9-3. This was not a scoreline that we would have expected in this matchup. Again, remember, the vast majority of us predicted for Full Sense. I did sort of say at the start there, you know, I think Nongshim are maybe a little better than we're giving them credit for off the back of that EWC run. But even then, you know, I think we expected a close match. We expected this to be a real ball. Bit of a fist fight between these two teams.
मालूम है आपको मजा आ रहा है अर्जेंटीना को जिंक्स करने में.
I think it's fair to say we're seeing
लेकिन एक बार स्पेन को सपोर्ट करो. सोचते इस बारे में सोचते. इस बारे में सोचते. So let me think. अभी मैच का टाइम है ना. Let me think.
He doesn't have the same, you know, explosiveness, the same mobility that he would tend to have, but you know, that's not even the whole story even. He does have his utilities. He's trying to section parts of the map off. He has those sonic sensors down, but
It is what it is.
Who are just playing like this, it doesn't even matter.
That's not the Primi I want to see, though, bro.
Okay.
I want to see the Primi who's walking around the map with an operator, on jet, clicking heads, and then dashing back out. That's where I feel like Primi's playing his
By the way, आप कब ऐसे join करोगे?
One of those discussion threads somewhere on forums for
Salah
sure, but we're gonna
Friday
go
कुछ
start
बोल भी नहीं
with the
सकता.
next pistol round now.
That's my attitude. जल्दी जल्दी.
I don't know how Frost is going to feel about that. I mean, like what he said, he's just trying to build up on what the team already has established, so I don't
और
mind
चाहे
it too
कुछ
much.
भी हो
But right
वही
now,
और
on
join
this
करूँगा.
attacking side, they need rounds chained together. So scaling up A together as a squad.
And Dambi, ready and waiting, gets the early info that there's one or two players there. Flash is going to go through. Does manage to connect onto Francis, but the commitment is not there from Full Sense, nor from Nongshim.
Yeah. Still holding on to Util.
Dambi's having a look though. He kind of wants to
Control होते
see
भाई.
what's up. Jip boys.
Normally
He
बोला भाई.
recognizes they're hanging around.
Camera still active around C side too.
पीछे जाने का आवाज दिया है.
Seen, so stack
लेकिन चल नहीं हो रहा है.
on the A site.
It's a good call.
ये राउंड तो जीता भाई. ये राउंड तो जीता. हाँ, नोंगशिम जीता ना?
Flash to go through. Dambi turning away from that one, runs straight into a paranoia, has to back up into the side, but helped out by some space creation from Francis, who is having his time in the sun, and now Xros will finish off Kahlua.
गंदा
Surely that
काउंटर
has to
वाला
be the nail in the
क्रॉसफायर में
coffin.
खड़े थे
4 full
बे.
sets on this map, this pistol.
आधा यूटिल का के उधर नियॉन पीछे भागा. मौली आ गया, कुछ कर नहीं सकते. आगे पुश किया, मर गए.
Oh, Francis.
Yeah. Let's not talk about it. Done in the end. Nongshim up to 10. And it's a massive scoreline to come back from for Full Sense, so
I can't lie, man.
I have my doubts.
Yeah, it feels like this map
ये
might
क्या
be
नाम है?
done.
एक बार फाइट पे भी जिक्स कर रहा हो जैसे ग्लैंड पेज.
I do want to have some form of belief for Full Sense.
लक्ष्य भाई
but,
काश दोस्त
look at
मेंबरशिप हो
this.
जाता तो.
Just as soon as the hit comes in, I mean, they had all the reads all on the map. They knew where the hit was coming from.
लो टाइम पे
But
देख
to
रहे हो ना, याद
expect them
रखना
to
चाहिए.
have that flash from Xros, Francis being able to hold down short like nobody's business, taking down triple kill like it's just another day in the office. Full Sense has
और 17th राउंड नहीं गया तो सबका पॉइंट्स मेरे जेब में. ये
Meanwhile, no
या फिर मैं एक रैंडमली चूज करूंगा ऐसा टाइम पास.
Orbs if they so choose, but also trying to
गाली नहीं, गाली नहीं, गाली नहीं.
well. Like they really want to make this win clean.
I mean, Full Sense have invested in this round as well, which is not what you'd normally see. So if Nongshim can win this, then that's just going to pretty much seal the deal. And already straight into the trip goes Jip Boys. It's the perfect setup for Nongshim. 4 players now filtering out onto the side inside of that smoke. But Nongshim have the numbers here that they need. And they're just keeping them corralled at the front of the site. Look at them, they have been just penned in. There's nowhere to go. And eventually Nongshim will find them. RB's going to tuck in the back of the site, set himself up to ideally have a crossfire here with Francis, and that will be enough for Nongshim.
क्या फायदा टैग का रिप्लाई तो करता है नहीं. अरे नहीं,
all sorts
व्हाट्सएप
of
पे करूंगा ना.
We just don't have cash for the next round.
आज नहीं किया रहेगा.
Let's see the replay again. This is nuts. Of course, with the force buy.
Binks भाई अब तो नाइट मार्केट आ गया. वो मेरा वीपी मिल जाता तो. कौन सा?
Full Sense coming up next. But especially with RB once again taking liberties on his own, pushing past his own smoke. That is just ridiculous. The man is hurting Full Sense around like sheep.
Exactly. Now they're going to get aggressive. Nongshim wanting to flex their muscles in this round that they know they have the advantage in. Xros to charge that runner back up if he can get it through this round into the next. Use it to finish Full Sense off. A 13-3 is what they're looking for, and it very much feels like it's on the cards.
I think Frost is having comms and Primi for G match. We don't want to leak it.
Either way, that might
Frost
just
ऐसा
might be
बंदा
the
है ही नहीं
story.
जो हारेगा.
Kills having been collected outside of B now, and they're starting to hear footsteps out towards C. Everyone's already in position. In case of trades necessary, but none needed so far. It's just Primi left with a Sheriff. Try as he might, he's gonna get
Jules
down by
सिर्फ बड़ा वाला Jules मिस नहीं होता है. उसका डब्बा बन के आता है.
nothing that the team can do now. They're looking
ये
all out of
समोसा
sorts.
मिस
There's
होता है.
zero, well, I can't say zero, but they're not feeling confident either. That's why you're not seeing them even find bits of
चलिए एक
damage.
रिडीम क्या?
And that is
वही तो
just-
रिडीम क्या नयन?
No, I mean, they're completely out of this game. Like, mentally
can't-
shattered at this point.
Can't beat around the bush. That's just straight up a terrible way to start stage 2.
It's not great.
I shudder to think if Full Sense look like this when they play against Global Esports next week. And that's just also to think about the fact that this little matchup, like what Big Time was saying, is all about championship points. If you actually take that win away from Nongshim, it's a double swing. But Nongshim just might be able to prevent that from happening. We'll see how
क्या?
this potential final round goes.
क्या?
Get the opportunity to
नहीं बढ़ाया
make the
मैंने.
full sense as well in a second. And
बढ़ाया.
I think
अरे
that
बढ़ाया बढ़ाया.
might be a pretty grim
बड़ा, बड़ा,
sounding
बड़ा.
full
अरे
sense
बढ़ाया
here
मैंने.
in the
अरे
comps,
बढ़ाया.
but
अरे सच्ची बढ़ाया.
Vibes up, hopefully. I
हाँ,
don't know.
बढ़ाया.
They find themselves in an empty C site.
คุณต้องใช้แฟลชอีกลูกว่ะเพื่อน
ก่อนนะ
ไปไป
มาเล่น
ไป
บายเดี๋ยวออก1 2ไม่เจอ
โซว่าในบีโซว่าในบีโซว่าในบี
เตะระวังเตะกูโดนยิงเดี๋ยว
ओ!
หน้ากู2 ตัวพี่เทมกูจะวาง
जिंदा कैसा ये?
มีแท็บให้เล่นด่วนเล่นแท็บได้นะ
Oh my god, Sephiroth, what are you doing?
Yippee!
he's getting a bit crazy with it. But it is 4-on-4 for the retake. Extros, remember, by the way, had to run it back. Built that up in the last round. It's been dealt with now. What's the avenue back in here
उसको
for
क्या मारा
Nongshim
मेरे
to
को?
close this out? 13-3. They're going to have to make this retake work.
अरे कोई
Danby
दिखाई
already
नहीं दे रहा है.
finds himself an opener. But Extros is dealt with by Jip Boys, who is finding the frags. Just not enough of them, and Kahlua is stuck. There's nowhere to go. The flank was coming in anyway, but Francis will get it done, and Nongshim
Bro, कुछ ज़्यादा
will
ही
take
strong
map
है
one.
Nongshim.
Full sense. Wherefore art thou?
Oh,
Multi-sim on है, multi-sim on है.
Full Sense. It's just nowhere to be found.
भाई क्या
currently.
clean बे?
They tried all sorts of things in that first half. They looked actually pretty decent. They were trying to match the macro. They had
पहली
variations of
prediction
key retake
नो वाले
attempts,
जीते अब yes वालों को
but that
जिता दो.
all got
हाँ
shut
ये
down by
आइडिया
Nongshim.
अच्छा है ना ये
My
हो
bigger
ना.
question is, who is this new
ये हुआ ना
Nongshim?
भाई.
What changed between stage 1 and then maybe
Yes.
a little bit of EWC and stage 2? Because this is incredible. Third place finisher for sure back over on EWC.
गाली
but
नहीं गाली नहीं.
This is awesome. RP is just insane.
I think I can tell you what changed. It's Danby back onto the Neon, but we'll see what Nongshim have to say. We've got Bella down on the stage.
Hi guys, it's Bella standing with Coach Silkanon of Nongshim Red Force. Well, Silkanon, you had something that you wanted to say before we dive into the interview. What is it that you wanted to say? 감독님 일단 1맵 승리 축하드리고요.
네.
하고 싶은 말씀 있으셨다 그랬는데 말씀하시죠.
일단 내년에 리그가 크게
भूल
바뀌기
गया रहेगा
때문에
मेरे हिसाब से.
리그가 바뀌기 전에
किक पे अटक रहा है मेरा. पूरा बोलना.
Well, he said that we're going to have a different year on Valorant next year, but before this year goes, I want to take a win against Coach Frost. All right, well, what were your thoughts when you guys saw the Cypher Deadlock
अच्छा
comp
हुआ.
that Full Sense
इसलिए
prepared for you
अच्छा
guys? What were your
वो.
initial reactions? 오늘 농심을
अब
상대로
समझा.
조합을 가지고 왔잖아요. 조합을 봤을 때 좀 예측하셨는지 어떤 반응이셨나요?
저는 생각 안 하고
오.
왔는데 일단 헤이븐 픽하는 거 보고 아 얘네 또 싸드로기겠구나 네, 생각은 했습니다.
Well, I mean, we
Huh?
weren't expecting it to go this way, but when we saw that they picked
अब
out Haven,
समझा
we
ये क्या
thought,
पिन
oh my
मैसेज है
God, they're
पता
going
नहीं.
to do the Cypher Deadlock. All right, thank
हम
you so
भी अभी समझे हाँ ना.
감사합니다.
फिर ठीक है फिर ठीक है. भाई साहब दिल में मी
They look pretty
यू
relaxed there. I don't know
समय
who
जैसे
doubted
बजरे
Nongshim
के
besides most of
बाजरे
us.
के खेत
Here,
में
we're like they're gonna be tired.
घड़े घुस आए.
Everyone's seen the neon
Yeah.
comp, but you were saying, Pilski, you were saying the whole time that they've mastered this comp, and to think you could just stroll in and pick against them and beat them, well, you were right.
Yeah, like in theory, it's fantastic, but in
ये वीपी क्यों ले रहे सब इमोर्टल है क्या आपके साथ गेम खेल सकते ना भाई वो ही है पता नहीं ये लोग को भरोसा नहीं है शायद मैं खेलने वाला हूँ टेक्निकली देखा जाएगा मेरे को खुद को नहीं है बट समटाइम्स यू हैव टू रिस्क इट हाँ ये लो पैसा और ये लो ज्वेल्स डायपर बाय थैंक यू फॉर द 40 मेरी जान के डे कितने मैच खेल सकते हो आपके साथ एक वो भी अगर सामने वाले ने सरेंडर किया हाँ नहीं एक फुल जो मुंह है क्या अक्षु पिन क्यों किया अबे किसने तो मेरे को फिंगर दिया जो फिंगर हार्ट ये रहा किरीटो थैंक यू सो मच फॉर द फिंगर हार्ट मेरी जान गड़े 5 ही करा ले जिसमें नो रिडीम वाले हो That's a good plan.
Heroics really was the spark that ignited the rest of Nongshim to start to get rolling, and honestly, it's always phenomenal to watch.
That's
you
a good
saw
plan
similar
right
kind
there.
of things from him in stage 1 last
Sunday,
stage, where
अगर shout out नहीं
Nongshim
दिया
was
तो
performing quite poorly, and
आपको
there was a
लगेगी
lot of
ठंडी
games where RB was really trying to carry the boys into the game, and this time he successfully was able to do it.
Yeah, exactly. He did, and
माहौल
he
बहुत
was
गर्म है
fantastic over in stage 1. But we also had an IGL
नहीं ले
shift
सकते
since
लेकिन
stage 1 as
shout out
well.
to you
So do you
shout out
think
to you
this has also unleashed the beast of RB?
I like it a lot. I mean, whenever you're gonna remove
यार मेरे
that
को भी वो गांड
burden
वाला
from a
इमोजी
player,
चाहिए
I think you can expect an
बिग बार
improvement.
किसी ने
Out of
प्ले विद
France,
मी
he's a
रिडीम कर
great
दिया
IGL. Now he's
और
back
वो
on that
ब्लॉक
initiative.
निकला तो
It's old school. We're taking it back
तो
to when
पॉइंट्स के
Nongshim,
लग
I
गए
felt like
उसके
were an amazing, like a truly dominant team. Yes, they were good this year as well, but in my
और
mind they were
क्या
a little more impressive in 2024, to be honest. So
ब्लॉक
I
रहेगा
like that
खेल
they're
सकते हैं लेकिन वो
using
बात
their
थोड़ी
own
कर पाएगा मेरे
strengths very
साथ
well.
सोचा ही नहीं
It's been great to see that sort of return to form.
So Francis is doing the calling now,
Binks
and
से
as
जा
you're
रहा
pointing out, Pilski, that they are
Chat room
noticing Full Sense's
मैंने ना
tendencies and are trying to work on it.
मैंने
100%.
कुछ
So
मोबाइल पे
this
कुछ
is literally the
मैसेजेस नहीं
perfect
देखे
example of
कुछ ने देखा है
tendencies in the game you're aware of. This
मेरे को
round,
देख के आने
Nongshim
दो
on the bonus is playing around a mid crunch. You can see one player
Just
anti-flash,
2 minutes.
Xross is ready with the curveball.
मोबाइल
In
चार्ज
the
भी
very
नहीं है
next
कुछ देखा
round,
भी नहीं है
Nongshim does not
मेरा
play
फोन
around the
बंद
mid
कर
crunch
दो।
because it didn't happen in the bonus. This is round 4 after the bonus in the gun round, and with an annihilation, Full Sense pulls the trigger on a mid crunch that Nongshim is not playing around this time, and they get completely rolled by it. So this is what I talk about when I say in the pre-show, one team is aware of how the other team functions, their tendencies, and how they want to play a certain comp. It's a question of in the round, in the moment, are you going to adapt and be able to play around what you know the other team is likely to do? And in this game, Nongshim, for the most part, outside of round 4, as you saw there, was playing around it very well and adapting very well, and they were able to win as a result.
And that's exactly it. From a coach's perspective, our job is to win on the paper and your players have to execute, but it's more complex than that. Just because you feel like you have a counter doesn't mean it will always play out.
On other times, sometimes you just need one guy to be your hero, and their hero today is definitely our beast.
Yeah.
He had moments like we saw in stage 1.
Shall I compare thee to a summer's day? Unbelievable on this pistol. I mean, they're down 5v2 and they bring it back here. This 1v2, it's vintage RB. It's classic. I love to see it from this guy. This is why he joined the team ultimately, and it's so exciting. And then this little cheeky play, you see this on B side sometimes, but they inside the neon wall, he runs up and gets that TP into heaven while there's chaos going on, there's noise, and then he's behind them for the 3k. He saved the round here again, keeps that momentum going in Nongshim's favor, and he really just put them on their back at the crucial times
And
here.
that's what we're talking about. You can see the scoreline there. That pistol was 1 for Full Sense. He 1v2s. That round at 3-4, round number 8 I believe it was, that round is 1 for Full Sense. They get the entry on Francis right at the start of the round with the operator, and they're fully stacked on a site that if Nongshim execute into, Full Sense completely slaps them, and then RB does something unthinkable to be able to put Nongshim back in the driver's seat. And I really think that broke the mental and the momentum of Full Sense. And they are a team that we know can be a little fragile mentally sometimes. And I think that this game, unfortunately, from there really got away from them. I mean, we saw the scoreline was 3-4 at that point in the game. There was not another round for Full Sense after that RB round.
I could see this happening again on Split. You know, this is something that Nongshim could easily carry into the second map. This is their map pick, and Frost was really confident with the map veto, as he always is. But he really was confident. He's like, we've got their number. We know how to counter them. But now I'm really worried coming into this second map.
The thing is, I can see why he would think he has their number, because he's playing a Haven where he knows what they'll do and he knows what they do. On paper, he wins that. I think that I can see it, the confidence, but he's not accounted for RB's heroics. He's not accounted for the fact that Nongshim were kind of ready for this in a way. So now as we move across the split, I think the question is on how Full Sense are going to recover and also what comp they play. We saw it over in London in their game against Global, and it was the one map that they did manage to win. They were running that Sage there, but I wouldn't be shocked to also see a Cypher deadlock here to embrace that style once more, because Nongshim, I wouldn't be shocked to see the double duel.
We can see their previous comps there. Split was a bit of a disaster for them in stage 1, honestly. We had a Francis Waylay into a nerfed Francis Yoru. Hated it. I'm sure that they've worked on things since then. Stage 1 Nongshim in the trash where it belongs, because stage 2 Nongshim is coming for champs.
And Split was a good map for them over at EWC, so it's all about can they
Did you like Full Sense's Split?
I liked it.
I thought it was good, so I actually hope Frost doesn't change too much.
Yeah, I mean, again, are we going to play a Frost comp where they're trying to prep for what Nongshim are doing, or are we going to go back to Full Sense double duel first?
Well, that is definitely in the question, and well, it's definitely on standby with a coach who might call himself a little bit
मजाक सेट कर बाप मूवी था भाई बाप मूवी था हाँ क्रेजी मूवी था यार
Hi guys, it's Bella here, standing with Coach Frost of Full Sense. Hey, good to see you. The orange looking good. Well, on Haven, you chose Cypher Deadlock against Nongshim. That was probably something that you envisioned. There was something there, right? What didn't go your way?
I believe we threw three 5v3s in the first 7 rounds. That pistol. That certainly was not part of the game plan, but, you know, unfortunately, we got punished for a lot of mistakes.
Well, there's still maps to go, right? But BO3, thankfully. And also, I got a chance to talk with Coach Silkanon. He said, before this year goes, I wish to take a win against Coach Frost. How does that make you feel?
Well, he's off to a great start on that one. So let's see if we can prevent it over the next 2, though.
All right. Thank you, Frost, and best of luck to you. Thank you.
Huh? Thala for a reason?
I've never heard Frost sound so mirthful and happy after losing a map.
Hey, there's plenty more games
आप मेरे से कितना प्यार करते हो?
in front of us and a whole
Answer
season
in
here for
INRs.
Full Sense,
INRs में
once
कौन प्यार
again,
करता है भाई?
straight back on their BS here. Deadlock Cypher coming out yet again. A very similar looking comp with a couple of different bits and pieces that will fit Split a little bit better.
Yeah, I mean, they've gone for that same stylistic matchup because Nongshim also running with that Neon Phoenix once again. Now the question is all about execution, because I do think Frost was right. They lost some rounds that they really should have won there.
Yeah, what I want to say here is I'm interested to see how Full Sense start out the attack side. If they could get in on the side, that's going to be hard for Nongshim to retake. And also, Francis is playing a fade here, guys. He was Haven, he was able to break some tracks and be a little bit more on top of the shots. Into specifically, Neon Phoenix with the fade inclusion as the initiator. That's where you could seriously struggle on attack against Cypher Deadlock.
Well, we'll just have to wait and see what happens on second map of Split. And to take us through it, we've got Jordan and Kentrell Fleck.
You dropped the full name.
There you go, man. Yeah, look, listen, I don't want to brag, but me and Victoria, we've been on first name basis since yesterday.
Okay,
so it's not really a big deal for me, but maybe it is for you.
It's kind of an upgrade. Yeah.
Tell you what, though, this map is a pretty big deal for Full Sense. They got blasted on map 1, I think it's fair to say. We're also moving into Nongshim's pick. So could you write a worse story to start off stage 2? I don't think you really could.
No, this is... Yeah, Raz outdone themselves with the script. We got our Beast. We have Primi on Deadlock. How are you feeling about that one?
Look how they've massacred my boy.
I do think
He went 6 and 14, Quack!
Yeah.
He went 6 and 14!
You can't dance around that. But onto this composition on this map without, you know, like a Sova shock dart, Pilly's got a point. It's going to be difficult for Nongshim to work against some of the trips. But for now, we do have Full Sense on attack, trying to scale up Once again, A site, Cruz to lurk outside of B. Dambi's already received information.
Sense already starting to get their way out onto this A site, though Ivy is going to try and chip away at them on that entry, see if he can cause a little bit of a ruckus. It's more of a slow progression out here from Full Sense than anything, but they seem to be in and with a plant. By the way, there's a
Cruz.
really long lurk happening here for Cruz. I'm not sure he's going to get there in time, but we'll find out as the push now starts to come back on through. Francis and Extros are the ones to find the important initial frags, but this late lurk has been spotted by RB, who once again has been such a big difference maker, and that plan didn't actually go down. So Nongshim have got the time in their favor. Ivy standing strong. Cruz has to work his way out of a smoke. It's just not going to happen. Nongshim start well again.
Just not seeing it once again. I mean, you have the full rush pushing through. They actually get into sight, but that was the one key difference. Nongshim spot that there are only 4 players. RB instantly recognizes it. Hold up, Cruz not here. let me check the flank. And he manages to take him down, or at least gets that information. Works around the rest of the team, or Ivy at the very least in his 2v1. It's just so clean, so standard.
Yeah, it's a nice bit of re-aggression as well from Nongshim, just to catch Full Sense on that plan. Put the pace into that round a little bit more so than what Full Sense was prepared for. So again, another pistol obviously going their way. It's a tough start to the second map here. Full Sense going to try and bust their way out into B. Got multiple members there to defend. Initial shots though, leaving a little bit to be desired, but still the recovery is in from Nongshim. Cruz again lurking around, but to little success.
It's just the setups too. Again, I mean, looking at how Nongshim are positioned, you know what this composition does. Everyone's pretty familiar with it already. Neon Phoenix for sure. You have the flashes, you have the mollies. Omen does his thing with the flash outside of Garage, and it just slows everything down. There's not much else to say, but to think about how this matchup could still then play out theoretically, and that's one of the biggest discussions I think for this entire thing, because on paper, yeah, like you know, the whole coaches discussions, theoretically this comp might work, but given the players and their intuition, you know, you're talking about Primi on the Sentinel, like you really wonder if he actually might have that instinct to think about these plays and actually make them happen, come to life. Right now, okay, Sonic Sensor, so you have one less lane to worry about. The whole team can push up forward into B site, but Nongshim are already wondering about that themselves.
Get the dogs out to clear middle. Ross looking for a timing there, doesn't quite get it. Francis under pressure, and Jit Boys doing what needs to be done for Full Sense, opening pick in this round.
Okay, Sephiroth. It's a very big lurk as well, but he's up against Ivy, who might have just seen him right by the end. He might be pinned down as well. The whole team now getting called over. Little duel. Oh, but he loses it.
Yeah, not a good one to lose either. There's going to be a lot of space that needs to be retaken. Ivy creeping back onto the line, could get another one, maybe 2. A couple of whiff shots in there from Full Sense gave him that opportunity. Dambi not aware of Jit Boys, so he ends up being a freebie. Still in check for Full Sense at the moment. Plans going through.
Axros has run it back.
Oh, he might think about running it back, actually. RB does put it down to a 1-on-2, but maybe not quite enough to invest it here. I think I'd like to see him hold on to it. Ooh, there's no way he gets that, but Cruz is on the line to trade it. So Full Sense get themselves at least a starting round to get underway on split.
And definitely still some signs of life. I mean, that would be pretty important for the team mentally, emotionally as well. So you kind of like to see that, but still for Nongshim, I mean, it does come down pretty close. Now they might start to, if they start to see similar moves, they might start to anticipate players pushing out of vents, you know, coming out of heaven. And that was the one key difference this time. It was that Jit Boys, I think, was able to elevate himself, find an extra frag, and allow for the whole team to set him on sight. So it always starts off once again. B presence, But a heavier lean from Full Sense over onto A site now.
Full Sense will look to try to put this round together, so we'll hear from them as they discuss.
ดูซ้ายให้ดูหายหน่อยเข้าเวทไปเลยไม่ซ้ายก็มีหิวปะก็ได้ครับไม่แต่ไปหิวไว้หน่อยเอาเงียบได้แล้วกลับปล่อยพักซ้ายไม่แบบว่ารอชิปไปได้พี่ทิมโอเครอก่อนแฟนไม่อยู่เรารวมกัน5 คนแล้วเนี่ยกูว่าขอหิวหน่อยปาดังได้อะโหหน่อยดิโหหน่อยเพื่อปาดังอยู่มีบอมนะพอปะมิดอยู่เพื่อวอ2ก็เด็ดเอาโบเอาปัดมาออฟตีดี
Well, here comes Full Sense on the way into A. It seems as though Nongshim have largely been pushed out of that site again. Extros, unfortunately, was the one that did get taken down as well, so that runner back is not going to get any play here in round 4.
Yeah. Sephiroth still over ramp 2, that's another layer to worry about, but ultimately the whole team stuck on site.
Gotta be real, this seems like a very tough retake for Nongshim, especially now that Jitboys has kind of pulled the showstopper as a preventative measure. Nongshim are really taking their time about this one. They are going to have a little bit of a crack, but honestly, with Danby going down there, it seems like it is very unlikely this is going to come together. You would need a miracle, and it's not to be. So 2-2 the score. Full Sense starting to put things back together.
Yeah, lovely to see that swift response. The whole team earlier on they had that long lurk from Sephiroth on a ramp.
मैं double precaution दिया था double. Mic भी बन गया था, OBS भी mic बन गया था, सब जगह से mic बन गया था.
And it kind of works out a little bit better for Full Sense. Actually, I think the map makes a slight difference as well. Haven, a lot of the positions, corners are all tighter. The rotations from Nongshim back then were quicker. This time around, though, Full Sense actually gets to work on the map a lot more, and especially with the post-plant positions on A site, you can see how it works out. But suddenly now it's a quick push coming out from Nongshim outside. Sephiroth tries to withstand it, goes down Extros.
वो RB किधर है सर? जय माता दी let's rock करके गया वो.
Push coming through to the B side. There are some defenders here, but they are being
chipped
away out nicely. Ivy sticking up.
Yep.
Good for only the one.
And that leaves Extros, who was on a journey of his own.
बस 14 winning streak in comp हो गई. 10 से धीरे-धीरे गेम अच्छी लगने लगी है. हैं? Win loss पे थोड़ी ना matter करता है. गेम अच्छा है कि नहीं पागल.
But thanks to Sephiroth, actually, that did not happen. So well done, and it just continues going again. Despite all the flashes and everything, he's just managed to have enough distance within him and the team to be able to back himself into a corner where he has some cover. A lovely difference. And you can also, actually, in the previous team comms segment, you heard
low feel कर रहा है?
Cruz, I believe, was saying something about
कितना भी low feel करे वो मारेगा मेरे को इतना भरोसा.
What Nongshim might bring. And that's why you see them
नींद
slow
में भी
things
वो
down
headshot
in this
मारता लग
round
रहा है मेरे
as
को.
well.
Range में जाके.
Danby has enough for it. Full Sense goes back to working out the middle portion.
Good forward hold for Nongshim over towards B. Put the rest of their forces towards the hold in mid, and that is very much required. Extros just gets deleted twice. It was not the spot for the runner back. But Ivy still in here and unable to get anything done either. Hold on. Full Sense are coming back into their own a little here on split. It feels like a completely different Nongshim as well.
I just can't quite swiftly respond to it. I mean, the positions especially, just two inside of
Bro, don't tell me वो लोग तीनों B stack करने वाले हैं. क्योंकि कर भी सकते हैं. Dumby भी जा सकता है
really rotate back in time for those trades. And now, having a slightly weaker defense on the side alone, Full Sense are looking to overwhelm everything.
Nongshim
fast full push.
On the rotate, look at this, they've got 3 players towards this B side. This might be defendable if RB is able to start well, and Francis is in there to help out as well. He gets
अरे उसने miss किया, Jitboys पे.
So it was a good pre-rotate from Nongshim. Things definitely could have gone a different way, but in the end, Full Sense get by, and they have a 4-2 lead, so starting to get a bit concerned.
ठीक है, basically हम लोग को split ban करने का.
Now might be a good time for Nongshim to have a timeout.
It's
बराबर है.
possible.
कौन है अपना भी? Platoon भाई.
like,
split ban.
again, theoretically, everything kind of checks
Prediction
out.
दे रहा हूँ.
5v3.
Chat जितने भी लोग देख रहे हैं भाई पे like कर दो मेरी जान कर दो.
Saving the day, but either way, as you mentioned it, the timeout being called, there are definitely some gaps that Full Sense have managed to identify.
Any bandit
and that namely
kill
would be, okay,
this.
if he's on an op, he's probably not going to be marking
Yes.
down middle. He's probably on the extremity of the map somewhere. Or
अभी से है याद रखना अभी से टाइम अभी से
and
चालू
that's how they actually decide.
इग्नोर किया देखा देखा मैंने किया रे इग्नोर में
Double
क्यों करूंगा
peek
इग्नोर
push straight up mailroom and gives Full Sense that much more space to work off of, that much more, you know, numbers advantage. So at least coming up for the next round where
किक पे रिपोर्ट करो भाई नहीं किक पे किक्स दो
top investment, you do wonder how they're going to adjust around this. Every part of the map is susceptible to what Full Sense can bring out. You've seen 4-1 lurks. You've seen, you know, maybe a slight 1-3-1 with the way that Full Sense are able to scale up middle as well. I think they need to get a bit more proactive, get some information, and really start to piece things together with how Full Sense are to approach this map. Otherwise, we might see a full swing and push us into our third one. Start off with a flash for now. Danby beginning to jiggle.
Now spots him out. Couple of customary taps in there as well from Ivy, but realistically speaking, not expecting too much out of this one. Paint shells will push him back down the vents. Showstopper, nothing you can do about that as Danby.
It technically slide मार सकता था
as well. Full Sense are making this one look relatively easy. Ivy getting away with a little more damage than he maybe ought to have, but I mean, there's just nothing in this one for
मार रहे हैं
conversation
boys.
surely was
वैसे
not
भी
about this
मारते
round. It was surely about what do we do when we get the guns back in hand.
Yeah, but I also have to wonder, like, right after seeing a rush like this was just 5 soldiers marching into A site, left, right, watching every single position
Discipline
where come out of, crawl
वही
out
जाके
of.
मारेगा क्या? boys के लिए रुके बे.
If Full Sense have
एक
the
और ult
potential to
लेके
pull out
आकर के.
pacey hits like this, Snowship have to consider the possibility of something like that again. Can't pick his targets.
The flash was good.
He just spent his showstopper. He might get another one soon.
इतनी सेफ किया था कि वॉल थोड़ी तोड़ सकता है वो शरीफ से.
Confident round from Full Sense. You can tell that the
रेस
confidence is
का
building a
अल्टी आ
little
गया
more
बे
in
वापस.
this map. I was very
पहली
concerned
बार
when they
देखा
lost
ये
that pistol that
मेरे
we were just
अलावा.
gonna see a repeat of what we got on map 1. Nongshim going to run away with things, but looks like we've got a little bit more of a competitive match here, which is a bit more in line with the expectations.
Oh, yes. Okay, pit available. Got Nightfall for a potential retake as well, but not really seeing too much. Definitely a lot more of a heavy lean from Nongshim to reinforce A Heaven currently. But look at that. As soon as the rotations go through, Full Sense have found the weak link. Mail room is open.
Yep. Danby's going to come scrambling across to try to help, but RB's taken down. Cruz just gets a little better of it with the headshot through. Danby is locked out. I mean, this is looking like it's all over the place really for Nongshim. They are just getting completely out-read by Full Sense.
There goes the Nightfall. They might just have to save now, especially since Danby had that op. But look at
6-2 बे.
It's a couple away from the showstopper.
Might be getting it right here. Ivy and X-Ross round the corner, ends up being a 1-for-1, so could be worse for Nongshim, but down 6-2. It's about as bad as it's going to get. Any thought of a 2-0 is far from the minds of Nongshim right now. They're just trying to keep their heads above water.
Yeah, especially for this first half at least. Maybe get at least a couple more rounds or get themselves to a third. 9-3 still not impossible. They have a lot of ultimates, but they haven't had the opportunity to use them. Oh my goodness, Elfish. What is this?
में आगे देख FM की वॉच पार्टी कर रहे आइए. भाई उनके टीम ने अच्छा भी तो किया बे, इंसेन किया बे.
Quite been able to get themselves into position other
दो
than the
चिकन
first
डिनर
few
निकाले.
rounds where they actually looked a little bit better. However, as the game
हुआ तो अगर
elapses, they
चिकन
just
डिनर बोले.
continue to try to pull off early rotations, start to get a bit more hungry for information, which can't really
क्या
blame
मेरे
them
को
for it.
भरेंगे लोग.
But that leaves a lot more
Wait,
gaps
sorry,
where
sorry.
Full Sense
Sorry,
swiftly
sorry.
go in for it. He's so happy, Frost.
It's been a pretty solid performance from Jip Boys to start things off. 15 kills in the map.
Showstopper entry is
मेरे को तो भाई श्रीमान बाबू को खेलते हुए देखने
Nongshim,
गया था.
though, have got themselves 4 ultis online as well. So if they're not going to win this round, they're not going to win any round, you'd think.
श्रीमान बाबू खेल के बुया चिल्लाएंगे, मजा आएगा.
Offensive is on the march again. Full sense, here it is. That's the showstopper, and this time Danby will at least be able to trade 1 for 1.
Same
so that's
banda.
Nothing. Extros looking to try and hold on.
Same banda, same pussy.
It's a much more stable defense initially from Nongshim. Port in behind as well from RB. He does not spot anyone exiting.
दो एवन साइड जाएंगे कि नहीं?
Aggression from Nongshim is a bold choice. They run right into Kalua, who has been hitting shots today. So once again, it comes down to RB to save the day for Nongshim.
Language, pretty play.
It's not impossible. RB has a flash again as well. He's clutched out several times before. In map 1.
Spike planted.
Time working in the favor of Kalua.
बंक्स कब कोचिंग करेगा कभी नहीं.
RB
मुझे उसको ट्रक चलाते हुए देखना है. वो मैंने देखा है वो.
And Nongshim, they really have to beat themselves up about that round. That was not
एक कुछ ट्रक सिमुलेटर
swinging
जो खेलते
Kalua
हैं.
one by one.
They weren't expecting that reaggression.
भाई मेन
They
ये
were all
उनको
in
मजा भी आता
position
था
for
खेलने
it
में.
though, but looking at how the shots all flew by, the angle, the difference between viewpoints as well, just out from ramp versus inside of heaven, like all they had was that one tight little narrow doorway. It's a little bit more difficult then, and Killa has the extra swing as well. Definitely feeling much better. The adjustments from Nongshim, though, they rotated a lot quicker that round. So overthinking the map a little bit less could
लेकिन
help them.
टेक्निकली देखा जाए 6-3 गिन
But then Full Sense slows down the pace again.
Yeah, and it's already kind of gotten out of hand, you know. Full Sense is already on 7, so...
Hang on, though. We do have a lot of
तो उसने
forward
कुछ
space
ज़्यादा
being
crazy
taken up
मार
by
दिया.
Nongshim outside of A now, so it all comes down to RB and how well he might be able to hold alongside Ivy, leaning towards the B section of the map.
Danby going to start to rotate off.
Just trying to fish for a kill.
अरे shit में dodge नहीं कर पाए.
Nicely played from Sephiroth. Just backing it up. Keeping Nongshim in the dark as to where this hit is going to come from, because they spot players outside of A, and they think, okay, well, might still be a few more there as well. RB, big job to do, but perfectly timed. The peek there from Chip Boys as he turns away from the flash.
Then rotations pulled over. Remember, the previous round we saw re-aggression from Full Sense. Nongshim thinking about it, but as the cage comes in, it's A.
And Extros just completely catches them unawares.
कसम.
Guys, what was that?
Yeah, I mean, that was a little bit slack.
सेंस पे हो तो सकता है वैसे.
Seemed to think that the
क्लोज
site
जा
was
तो
clear.
सकता है ये. कि और का अल्ट्स देखो next round.
Fortunately, wasn't. So that's going to give Nongshim their third
Huh?
of the half.
Much needed third, but still need to put more together. They probably do need to get this
वो
up
लोग का
to
तो कुछ
5.
नहीं आ रहा अल्ट. Last round आया तो आया.
Looking at this, it feels like it's not impossible. Now the adjustments, the way that they are starting to shift themselves on this map.
बंक्स भाई आप भी गाना गाओ मस्त
Quick
एक.
rotations,
ना करो.
still leaving players, you know, on the extremities of the map.
कैसे
They're
बस
starting to
माते
form a
भाई.
little bit more, which helps them anchor things a lot better, depending on how, you know, Full Sense decide to try to go in for those hits. Like Full Sense is, yeah, slowing things
Relock
down.
पे तो
And they're also desperately
प्रीम
trying
भी
to
नहीं
fish
मार
for
पा रहा.
some
बेकार है
open
बेकार.
kills.
डायरेक्ट
But
लड़
if they're
ले.
not able to find them, the mid
कल रात
range
से
so
सोने
far,
का
we're
नहीं
just
रे.
not seeing a lot of it yet.
कम
They
सा है.
tried to rendezvous back over on the A side in that past round, but we saw the results of that. It wasn't a tight push.
टाइम रात को नहीं आज भी है ना.
Just kind of assume that.
टाइम जल्दी होगा तो एक
Start things
घंटा
off
आधा
now.
घंटा कुछ खेल
RB.
लेंगे.
Yeah, a bit more proactivity around the map in general, actually, from Nongshim. A little bit of a peek into Garage there. But they're also exploring middle. Ivy was having a little bit of a look.
Yeah, it's a much deeper toxic screen as well, so Full Sense is going to be forced to use some util to clear it, and that creates new issues. Full Sense will have to try and solve. Double
No
alert
bandit
this
kills
time,
till
though.
now. Nope.
3-2 split starting to peel off now as time goes down. Nongshim might just see that there's nothing here. The Prowler and the Trip, they start to question it. But as it continues to go
भाई
on,
3A पे तो heaven ulti
suddenly
मारेगा
then you
क्या
start to
अभी?
think, this feels like a B hit, I'm pretty sure.
Ivy has got the pit. So that could come into play here. He's on the right side of the map. Rotates coming through as well from Nongshim. They're reading it nicely, but they're just not hitting the shots they need to. RB out of the picture early on in the piece. Paint shells, and Francis and Ivy having to make the impact felt. Ivy for the double was a big 2K. Still not enough to hold on to the site. Extros comes on through with the run at back. Does, of course, survive as a result, and Danby is taking his time to clear out the deadlock util. It's fine, though, as he does get on in. It's Primi that falls, and Danby now trying to bait out the pick from Kalua, who can't do it again. And Nongshim starting to recover now on split.
तक भाई का रिप्लाई नहीं आया लगे बताओ यार जो भी हो बताएंगे जब भी होगा तो बताएंगे सचिन भाई टेंशन ना लो टेंशन ना लो चीजें लीगल है करके बता नहीं पा रहे होंगे लेकिन जो भी बता देंगे ठीक है डिलीट कर रहा हूँ
You have the initial one outside of Garage, and then a secondary outside of Heaven, but it was so swiftly dealt with. As soon as they hurt the Hawk, Ivy has his position, comes for assistance, and that's again Nongshim's whole game plan, really stifling Full Sense's momentum.
There's the pit that we talked about, didn't get used in the last round. Does get invested here. Ivy going to solo hold B. That frees RB up to move it towards middle.
Oh, okay. Full Sense just deciding to go collapse into the pit together. But they do have stars close by, but I question if that's going to be enough. I'm kind of nervous, Jordan.
Is it going to be a tunnel? Are they going to build themselves a tunnel to work into B, or are they just going to try and fight this pit? Snakebite baited out.
भाई जिट बॉयज का टाइमिंग बहुत बाप है मर गया Ivy.
In a bit of a spot of bother as the push starts to come through for Full Sense. He needs some help. Extros is in there for at least one. But Full Sense will be pushed away. Now Nongshim are wondering, do we have to send Danby back over to A? He's kind of going back and forth, and Sephiroth, like you say, his timing is looking incredible. The trade not through. Sephiroth for the double, and it seems as though Full Sense will grab themselves to just seal the deal on the half.
प्यारा मारते बे
Which definitely makes things a little bit more steady.
My HR asked me what keeps me motivated at work. I almost replied a bad symbol from Mumbai.
Hit, but this time around, just much slower flank coming out from Sephiroth. He's just managed to find the right timing. Swiftly deals with every single kill as it moves forward as well. And I think he goes by a little bit underrated, under whispered as well. His name, of course, very iconic, was named Furious for a short time.
True bunks
but if you take a look at the agent pool that this guy has, actually, he has so many agents played. He plays,
I understand.
You know, a Sentinel now, looking around, but the movements in which he operates on this,
not the right time. Not the right time.
More crazy positioning because the timing at which he actually shows up sometimes, it definitely catches the opponents off guard.
Valorant night market, I think aa gaya na night market.
Jit boys with those huge multi-kills, showstopper after showstopper, it's given Full Sense the wind, the second wind that they're looking for.
8-4, yeah. I mean, it's a pretty good looking half, but it is still not a map win just yet.
Yeah. I tell you what I'm a little bit worried about.
Okay.
Primi. We haven't really seen too much. Just a bit.
Is it such a bad thing if Primi's not fragging? If Jitboys
That's what I'm wondering about. Because, you know, it's Primi. You would think. Yeah, that, you know, that matters quite a bit.
कर देना, better होगा.
Right now, he's just providing value and utility, the annihilations that he sends through, you know, the deadlock out, and that's about it. He's not getting too much else done. On defense, you would hope, as the anchor, perhaps on the B side.
ना
Danby going to be leading that charge. Have to go straight through that star. Extros, the one to find the opening pick, and Sephiroth spotted now at the back of the site, needs to be swung together, will just be the 1-for-1. So that's a good start for Nongshim. They need to convert on this pistol and then build on this attacking half.
Spike planted.
And in that case,
डब्बे
then
के
maybe this
पीछे
map
कोई
is
नहीं
still
है
on
करके पता है.
offer. Kahlua gets away with a little bit too much there against Ivy.
Bro,
Primi as well hitting the
Primi.
headshot onto Dambi. Now starts to make this round look a little bit more interesting. Heals coming through from Kahlua as well, but not enough to keep Primi alive. Awkward timing as well. As Francis is hanging on for dear life. He's just running out of bullets as well. But we're back into the 1-on-1, and Xros is on a crazy off angle. Jit Boys will look to clear it, flash around the corner, just to try to buy a bit more time, and there's not a whole lot of it left here for Jit Boys. Pre-fire is good enough. Does he have it?
Okay,
Time
just in time. Oh,
hey, क्या? एक second.
God.
Close है.
No, he doesn't have it.
What?
भाई सैचल मार के भी गया सब बराबर किया था यार.
He had the flashback onto the spike. You're kidding.
I think he thought he had it.
It looked like it for sure, but oh well.
Spike planted.
भाई क्या close था ये.
And what a pistol to begin with too. I mean, they safely evaded Primi's setup on the B side, but
he was
अबंग भाई रात को नाइट मार्केट मिस कर दिया, मॉर्निंग में ओपन कर सकते क्या?
Good effort from Jit Boys.
Sneaky.
Got to be wiping the brow after that one if you're Nongshim. That was your chance in the map.
मॉर्निंग मार्केट टेंशन नहीं.
So 5-8, but a very, very close pistol round. You still got to do more to convince yourselves and convince us. Let's start with Ivy here. Only the one for him.
Okay. Don't hate that. You'll find yourself the Marshal, but the whole team already sensing that B site is clear. Cruz swiftly dealt with. Just for a little attempt of a retake. How much space for full sense? Oh, they're maximizing the ult economy as well, and look at where Dambi is positioned.
Plant down. Who again getting pretty close to building that run it back up.
Wait, where are we going? The long way around from garage, just to maybe try and die to the spike. Can't save on this round. Oh, they. Huh?
Believe in karma. शायद गलत टाइप पे पूछ ले. Sorry bro. Love you. Was but big fan. Love you मेरी जान कटे सचिन भाई.
A little bit of an odd rotation.
Love you मेरी जान. Love you.
Just trying to time it, I suppose. Either way, though, you can already see Nongshim. I mean, the one thing they would have to be worried about were the double sentinels. And as long as they kind of avoid that for the time being, they're kind of good to go.
Oh, this is very weird. Xros was not too sure. Certainly wasn't expecting that, and so...
Jump in the spike.
Yeah, it's actually going to work out for full sense. Yeah. An extra kill or two, you know.
Everyone gets what they were looking for. Xros has to run it back.
My girlfriend asked if she's my priority. I said it depends if Binks is live.
Full sense does build up on their own as well, the one kill that they did get. But again, it all comes down to the
technically,
hit and how Nongshim tries to put it together.
मैं ही ज़्यादा साथ रहूँगा.
The thing that they had to worry about were the double sentinels, but it's only been 2 rounds so far. They're going back to that 8 site. Sonic sensors aplenty.
Big first gun round here. If Full Sense pick it up, momentum stays with them.
Am I the only one who does not know anything and just came from school? Came नहीं रे, came रे. वापस जा school पे.
No, we don't have a lot of assistance. It's just.
मेरे नहीं होने वाले 1 million.
I really like this round though from Full Sense. You can see Jit Boys, this confidence pushing out of B is going to be a real X factor in this round.
अबे sorry.
Time it real well though. He's alone.
Being watched.
दो मारेगा?
Oh, not quite well enough, but
oh no.
Suppose you take the 1-for-1
दो
trade.
मारता तो crazy होता.
Sheriff kill? What? No. Either way, that's intel.
Zambi's on the hunt as well. Cruz now trying to backfill that position.
Oh my god.
I like it. I really do. I think, you know, Full Sense throwing a fox among the henhouse with this round.
And the barrier mesh comes at just in time from Primi too, so Cruz gonna take his own sweet time.
Xros is a dead man.
30 seconds left.
An easy kill for Cruz. This is a very unorthodox round. Good pushes out from Full Sense, causing the question marks to be asked of Nongshim, and they don't have the answers. So the bonus.
Bro, stun खाया, पुल हुआ, पुल से पीछे भी नहीं उड़ सकता है, बिठा भी दिया. अंधा भी किया.
It does look a little bit odd, right? I mean, we have to admit that, but
it's just unorthodox.
Keyboard
it works
पे
so
मारेगा
well.
वो.
The initial push, a second person to go in for it. That's the unorthodox bit that I think Nongshim themselves weren't anticipating. But you can also see what Frost is trying to cook up with the team, and that's what this comp is meant for. Holds on to the barrier mash, drops it at just the right timing too. Nongshim are gonna have to try and figure that out. To start out this round though, at least a bit of mid-presence. Primi will get away swiftly, and we'll have a listen in to what Nongshim are thinking.
소리. 한 번 더. 할 거야. 뒤에서 세중. 땡이랑 검을 안 태우고.
질 가라.
찍어봄.
질 가라.
센서 깨. 센서 왼쪽. 여기 그냥 깨. 가지마. 깨고 가지마. 벽 빠졌고. 몇 깼어. 펌핑 한번 주자. 비에번 펌핑. 나 그냥 궁 써볼게. 써봐. 얘 나인 거 알아. 에이스타인. 스테어 하나.
Well, it's a lot of delaying at util that Nongshim have to bust through, but they do eventually try to get their way into that B site. Extros will be sent back.
लेकिन B में अगर कोई है नहीं जब ये अल्ट मारा, उनको लग रहा रहेगा ये हो रहा है.
Full Sense aren't sure if it's commitment or not. They have a stack on A instead of B, so this might just work out nicely for Nongshim.
Dark cover goes through. Here's all the util from Nongshim getting tossed on in. It looks good, but they haven't found the entries. And Cruz able to find himself the one. Chip Boy's still on this side. He's been fragging. He unfortunately cannot do any more of that in this round, though.
Good for one था, लेकिन chance था कि उसके एक भी ना मिले. क्या बंक्स भाई बड़े आले?
Yeah, it just might be difficult.
But by token of appreciation to the mods right now. Good job, lads. Goat stream, goat mods. Thank you, Ocean. Thank you so much.
Hey, want to have a bit of a crack at this one. Kalua committed. Swing does come through from Nongshim. Just not really hitting their shots so cleanly at the moment, but they have got enough, thanks to Extros, to get up to a 7th. It's close. I still feel like Full Sense are troubling Nongshim, but that deficit is closing.
It really is. I mean, you can already tell based off of that team comp spit alone. They were calling out the sonic sensors. They were trying to work the map, as what Pilly would have said. So really clearing all these little bits and traps, especially using the running back to do it safely. Then they're able to cement themselves.
लेकिन अच्छा तो फिनिक्स वहाँ से पुश किया ना, उसने बीमेन दिखाया नहीं. अरे बीमेन दिखाता ना फिर वो लोग रोटेट नहीं करते थे.
Sephiroth does make it close, but Extros back then on the Initiator, now on the Phoenix, he's providing so much value. Back to a mid-play.
Oh, what? Demi! He's back! Not on the Neon at all in stage 1. Here in stage 2, though. Back to it.
The judge!
Call him the judge, jury, and the executioner in that round.
Also, we haven't seen a shot. I just realized we haven't seen a shotgun from Danby all series long. Suddenly, he does it. And even Primi is just stun-locked. Chip Boy's no chance to use the showstopper now. Cruz has space, so they kind of know the hit could be going out towards A.
अगर वो ऐसा उसके दो जन को शॉटगन मार के जाएगा तो क्या स्ट्रैट
can't get away with it multiple times. Sephiroth also spotted out now as well. Ah, nice double from RB, but Kalua is causing problems, and don't half mind that as a call from Nongshim just to try to ignore him.
ये wall क्यों था?
He's put himself in a position actually to cause a ruckus on that rotate through mid, but Nongshim do get past. Okay.
Wall क्यों था? उसको लगा कोई already आ गया
रहेगा. Now under pressure, his own flash back. Oh my god, the battle of the flashes, but RB comes swinging in. He doesn't respect the 1v1.
No honor, but it's all about winning the war of deception here. Big footsteps definitely causes a bit of panic as well, but I mean that's just a blitzkrieg push of Mayoru, the judge. Not too bad on the offense. Oh my word.
That's just not how that is supposed to go. You know, they haven't done anything wrong there. The double swing, the double pick. But that's what I'm saying. Like, it feels like Nongshim aren't shooting as hard
Binks,
as
if
what they
you
were
can
on
read
Haven.
my chat,
It's all
please.
down to these little men. They're
You
starting
are
to
the
shoot
god-
better, though. I mean, you
They
have
are,
to
yeah.
admit that. And now it's a very possible tie because Full Sense just don't have the guns.
Well, this would not be the round that you want to lose. But Chip Boys with a showstopper.
मेरे दे कितने अच्छे mods हैं ना देखा जानबूझकर ये मैसेज डिलीट नहीं किया था
Big man. Okay, shallow toss.
वो हंस रहा है प्रीमी हंस
No
रहा
one's
है प्रीमी
close.
हंस रहा है
They think it's clear. Uh-oh.
प्रीमी हंस रहा है
There's a cam. Not anymore.
It's just enough. Still having pieces of utility to, give them the information they're looking for, but
Cat one
they've
big
already lost the close range
Ah.
positions. They're trying to find it now by pushing down middle.
Full Sense are being so active on this defensive side. Francis could well get timed. Just about gets the info and now calling for some help from his teammates. That paranoia should have done enough, but in the end it won't. And this is what I'm talking about. Chip Boys with that showstopper having the impact. Of course, the paint shells as
लड़ना पड़ेगा
well.
वो लोग को
Not how this round was supposed to go for
30
Nongshim at
seconds
all.
left.
He will be spotted and dug out by RB, but this is a big recovery mission.
Bro,
That's
IV भी
only
गया
got 20 seconds left to work.
क्या
Chip Boys close enough.
थैंक्स
Everyone's starting to
किक
rotate on
किक
over.
नहीं तो मेंबर्स ओनली
bites
मोड
the
में हम कहाँ
first
जाते हैं
sound
मेंबर्स
says
का
bait.
पैसा
They
कहाँ
are
से
pushing
लाओ
it to B.
How are they going to get a plan? 10 seconds
एक
left.
सेकेंड
Haven't
200
cleared the
रुपए से
side.
मुझे
Chip Boys
गए
is here.
थे
Surely this round is over. He's just going to drop the nades straight on that spike. It won't be enough. Yes, it will. Yes, it will. Chip Boys
दर्ष्टि निकाला
with
बे
a miracle round for Full Sense.
आज
And
मैं
that
देखा
could
था
be
मैं
a
मुझे मेरे जान
crushing
लड़े
blow
हे
to
पिंक
Nongshim.
बैनी टिप्स टू इंप्रूव एम
Take a
कैसे
look at
करे
how the money looks.
एक दिन तुम एम लैप्स कर सकते हो एक दिन
Yeah, not the greatest. And that is just
Deathmatch
majestic
कर
coming
सकते हो
out from
रोज
Full Sense.
और
Initially
डेथमैच से
lost the
ज्यादा अच्छा
position,
अगर
but
तुम
quickly
लोग का घर पे नेट
recognizing,
वेट
yeah, we're
सब
shot
बराबर है
pistols. If we
तुम
want
लोग
to
खेल
get close
सकते हो
range,
तो
we're
टीम
gonna have
डेथमैच
to push
खेलो
down somewhere.
कि वहाँ पे कोई डीसी वीसी नहीं
Let's
होता
go.
बैन पड़ता है
The crazy part about that round as well is if Nongshim would have just walked into B, they had the round for free.
Yeah. I mean, they thought they could farm just because their opponents were on pistols, but no. So we're back to a slight reset in terms of the macro. Trip this time, shallow around middle in case there would be a slide.
तुम
Premi
जाने वाले हो
holds out
पुणे
by
नहीं मैं
ramp
मोस्टली
too. Nongshim already starting this round off
मोस्ट
not too great.
लाइकली बाद में बताऊंगा मैं कौन सा वॉच पैटर्न में जाने वाला हूँ
They're like sluggish now because of all these double sentinel.
अभी मैं किधर ट्रैवल नहीं कर रहा
all over the
क्योंकि
place.
बहुत चीजें हो रही है
Side at least Nongshim. Okay. Got a bit to hold on to it with as well.
Should be able to work around.
planted.
Ship boys on an op.
बंग भाई चाइना
Premi
जाओगे
has
चांस के लिए
Annihilation plus the
मुझे
grab
कुछ
that
नहीं
not yet
मालूम
spent. This is going to be a sticky situation.
Oh, good flash as well. Ivy, no chance in that duel.
भाई
Paranoia
अच्छा
does
खेल रहे हैं
come
ना
back
लेकिन
to slow Full Sense down, but
सैफरो
there's plenty of time for them to work with, and they are
तीस
slowly but
मिनट
surely
होगा
working
इस
their way
बार
back
खेल ही
onto
नहीं
the
रहे
line.
हो
Francis, he would make a mistake if he would peek out that smoke. It's Danby in the end that makes the difference. Somebody had to step up for Nongshim. It is going to prompt out the Nightfall. Nongshim really want to confirm this round. And with that
इकोनॉमी है
ultimate will,
नहीं सेव कर रहे हो लोग ऑफ
nice round from Danby.
How the heck did that happen? I turned away for a second thinking, all right, that was, I'm looking at my notes, but like that was kind of in Full Sense's bag.
One by shout out, please. Shout out, by shout out to
Watching through the
you.
back grabs. But Dabby just has that slight little off angle enough to be able to catch Full Sense.
लैंग्वेज अनिकेत भाई लैंग्वेज लैंग्वेज
That one. They had the flash. They managed to push out.
मेंबरशिप कैंसिल ना किए हो तो अभी भी पुराना अमाउंट है ओ ऐसा है क्या
Does what Danby does best.
क्या बात कर रहे हो
timeout
ऐसा नहीं है
now
शायद
for Full Sense. They recognize this is pretty close. It is very winnable, of course, for Full
because
Sense.
I'm
still, but
ascendant 2 right now
Nongshim
एक नॉर्मल
are
पीसी
certainly
कितने में
having
आएगा
a better run
200
of it in the second half. You can see
200
the split there.
FPS तक
5
का
and 2.
टीमो लॉबी
the second
खेलने के
half.
लिए
So
दो
if that
भाई
persists-
देखो 200 FPS नहीं 240 FPS तो 240 FPS कांस्टेंट रहने के लिए कम से कम ऐसा 295 to 300 FPS वाला तेरे को पीसी बनाने का अभी मेरे पास जितना टेक नॉलेज है उसके हिसाब से तेरे को सीधा कंप्यूटर के दुकान में जाके उसको पूछना चाहिए मेरे नॉलेज के हिसाब से समझ रहे हो? और 240 हर्ट्ज का मॉनिटर भी लेना वो मैंने nice knowledge. Thank you. Love from Israel Binks. Bye. एक shout out to you, Zoro. Shout out to you.
And with the way they're able
Man,
to step
बाबू ना
inside
language.
for just breaking potential tricks.
चैट 1800 लोग देख रहे हैं. भाई पे like कर दो. Downloading language pack.
It's a sudden quick play into B.
क्यों दिख रहा है screen पे? है जी.
Yes, it is. RB ports back on through, and Danby charging in through his fast lane. X-Rock's there to lead the charge as well. Nongshim have arrived on the B site.
So wrapping around a sudden site execute. This is gonna have to be a save.
भाई क्या है ये?
Might be going up in flames here for Full Sense.
इतना
6 and 2 for the
भाई वो
half.
लोग डबल सेंटी खेल रहे हैं ना?
Not much else then.
5 सेकंड में कैसे राउंड खाली कर रहे हैं लोग?
Flashes. You have the overdrive.
हाँ?
Of course, RB's hits like a truck as well. Now it's just trying to find that operator that Jit Boys would be holding onto with Sephiroth. Spots it out first. So safe enough for Full Sense to have another go.
इसको नियॉन नर्फ नहीं हुआ है जस्ट सिंह. मेरे को भी लग रहा है. 3 चार्ट में जिसका भी चार्ट में शाउट आउट टू यू.
They save. Nobody really has any.
हेलो बस भाई, हाउस योर हेल्थ? आजकल
So you're really
दुबले पतले लग रहे हो. होप टेक केयर ऑफ योर हेल्थ. थैंक्स फॉर स्ट्रीमिंग. लव यू मेरी जान के हेल्थ बढ़िया, टेंशन नहीं है. ये तो अपना फ्रॉस्ट बाय है.
Come in with an 11-10. That's not going to feel great. They are thinking about it though. Killua just got in with a Light Shields Vandal. But really, this is what I meant when I said Nongshim still has tricks up their sleeves. All half long, we've been watching them work the map, taking things slow, but off of the sudden timeout, they just kick down the doors, bust in.
अब बल्किंग करो, अच्छे दिखोगे.
Well, another attempt here for Full Sense to hold on.
सोच रहा हूँ उसके लिए आज
Feels
मैं
like at the moment
आलू
though is that Full
पैटीज
Sense are trying to hold on against this onslaught from Nongshim in the second half.
कुछ हेल्दी.
Nongshim have almost
बोल्ट फैंटम अच्छी है क्या? 1190 वीपी में आई है. भाई वो नया वाला फैंटम क्या है? वो मेरे को वो अच्छा लगा और वो नहीं अच्छा लगता है. बोल्ट पता नहीं. चैट को पूछ. मैं मैनिफेस्ट किया था एक दिन आपका एम लैब स्पॉन्सर करेगा. ये नहीं पता था. एक लैंग्वेज.
So unsettling. Okay, off of the slight timing, he's confirms presence. You're also wondering if Nongshim would then rotate back over. They're not breaking the wall yet, so it feels safe enough for now. Oh, they're thinking of pushing out garage, maybe?
अब वो लोग को पता है मिड टू बी होने वाला है. अब वो लोग अगर एक है ना तो क्रेजी कॉल.
It's a bit of a fake towards B though, is it not, for Nongshim?
I don't know, I feel like they're trying to bait out something from Full Sense.
The double pump from Nongshim. Maybe this doesn't.
Bro.
30 seconds left.
Run it back. For X-Ross, see if he can find an entry. Killua helps out Primi, but now he's under a bit of pressure. There's the swing in from Danby, and that'll be a pretty good routine opener for him. They've still got a couple more players to find. RB, though, starting to pressure his way in alongside Danby. And Nongshim, perfection as they enter the B site. Full Sense are rattled, and for the first time on the map again, feels as though it is Nongshim's to close.
Jit Boys
You know
बेचारा
what else
वापस
again?
गए सेव करने.
Sephiroth and Jit Boys to save.
Same दो बंदे लोग.
They did it just around previous. They've been sitting on that A site with nothing to do. Nongshim just call these rounds.
मेरे को shout out to you. सुनने के मार्ग में shout out to you.
Effectively. Yeah, it looks
Kushan
odd.
bhai,
Again,
thank you for the
like,
membership,
maybe
Rizan,
a little
good day.
unorthodox, like double pump, triple pump, okay.
Just receive the code and redeem. Thank you so much.
Really
Love you. और
puts a lot of
अब भी
questions
redeem
for
किया और अब भी मेरे को
Full Sense. They're
गाली
like,
दे रहा है.
okay,
ठीक
are
है.
you rotating or not?
ठीक है
He
नयन भाई.
tries his best to just, place himself in a position where he can maybe try to work around it, but he had a stinger. He was stunned by the
मैंने
relay
फिर
bolt.
से लिखा वो
And of course, even
पता
with
नहीं.
Cruz and gang, playing inside of garage, if Dambi just slides past,
यार शेट्टी
there's
तुषार को
nothing
अच्छा
they
वो
can
मिला
do.
इमोट.
Everyone's just uncertain about where the hit's coming. What can they do? Do they
भाई
push out of garage?
कैसे
They try to do
बेडम्बी
it, and there's just
कैसे
no
पूरा
range.
मैप
RB had safe enough
साइड
distance.
घूमे जा
I
रहा है
really
भाई.
appreciate
घूमे जा रहा है
the
भाई.
pacing from RB in that round as well. He was very patient. Works out perfectly for Nongshim.
क्या सीन भड़का हुआ है कि नहीं है?
But know. Full Sense, are they out of ideas? This defensive half has just not gone well at all.
I mean, the main issue would still be the fact that that was a forced buy from them in that previous round. They might have some ideas, but it's going to have to be clean from this point on. They might just be looking at foregoing this round, maybe, unless Frost has something he's extremely confident about. Then you try to hope for an overtime, or at least just to actually make this round work. Actually, even if you lose this round because of round loss,
can you play
for the next one? So
Deadlock Cypher one
might as well go for it anyway, but I can't lie, I'm very... It just feels so unsettling if you were of yourself in the shoes of Full Sense.
Yep.
Op still in hands. Does Jit Boys go a bit more aggressive now? He's thinking about it, peeking down middle.
You
have to feel the need to try and impact the round earlier here if you're Jit Boys. You're 25 and 14. The default setups haven't worked. The way you've been playing this half has not worked. You need to try and make something happen early. Influence the round. That's exactly what he's trying to do. He's trying to push his way out into middle, see if he can find a fight. Francis, do not hold your knife out, sir.
Like this, though.
I mean, there's no way Francis is swinging this. He's got the spike. So if anything's going to happen here, it's going to come down to Jit Boys pushing, and he gets away with a bit of a lucky one.
And he spotted out that long freaking barrel too, so that's a call to Nongshim. They might think to double back and actually overwhelm the solo off player inside of mid. Stun flashes. Jit Boys, he's gonna have to like blast pack away. He only has one.
Whoa! Okay, Dammy going for a bit of a jog in mid. Wasn't expecting that. Jit Boys back on the line.
Yeah, I think he might have wanted to try and find velocity. But either way, though, that was just one kill. It's enough of a gap for Nongshim to be able to slip up in towards A heaven. Trip doesn't go broken, and they might not be aware. Premi is thinking about it.
30 seconds left.
He's going to chuck a paranoia in over towards the B side as well and see if he can try and keep those defenders honest, but rotates very much come through. Missed connection. We'll see how impactful that's going to be with 20 seconds left on the clock. Nongshim, they need to scramble to get into this site and try and find that plan. Francis is putting it down on the floor, but they need some kills, and X-Ross has run out of bullets. Francis is down as well. This round has just kind of fallen apart for Nongshim.
But double round,
it all began with Jit Boys and that op.
What? Okay. Well, RB will be able to take his gun through to the next round.
I mean, they have all the money in the world, but the way they're able to just deny these alt points still, every bit counts. Every second, every frame. Even with the Cosmic Divide spent, I mean, it works out pretty nicely. It's quicksand, pocket sand, really slows things down that much for Nongshim. They were under pressure to try to get, something happening towards the A site. But we go again. Nongshim
redeem करके पूछना is crazy ना क्या चीज़ है?
Can go in for an execute if they so choose. But trying to slow things down or work around the trips. Look at how the positions of the trips are changing about as well, though, by the way. It's a lot more shallow towards the back, just in case Nongshim do decide to go in for a quick send.
I mean, Sephiroth has been all over the map. He's been playing towards A, he's been playing towards B, he's been very mobile. Keeping Full Sense, or keeping Nongshim rather, guessing.
Alongside Primi too, like he's got options to grab that mailroom if he needs, or quickly pivot back to the top of heaven, throw one down outside of garage. Of course, there are stars all around too for Cruz.
Cam's dealt with. It will bait out the cage.
लेकिन B तो जा नहीं सकते.
Positions of these trips are so
भाई वाइटी का चालू क्यों हो गया उस
snap? Just gonna have to send it if they are to try to break them, which is what Frost wants with his composition. This is beautiful Valorant.
B तो नहीं जा सकते. B तो नहीं जा सकते.
Time ticking away from Nongshim. I'm starting to get a bit worried that it's going to end up like the last round. They won't have time on their side.
They have nothing.
Indian problem जो दिखा रहा है मैं Indian में तो
hope for the best.
Are they going to check Cruz's position, set up behind this smoke? Uh-oh. Oh, they've gone around the world, so maybe Cruz doesn't come into play here. He's given away with a couple of shots now, but Sephiroth is the one that's doing the damage. Full Sense, they might be grasping a victory from the jaws of defeat. It looked like this map was going the way of Nongshim, but it is Full Sense that are on map point now.
It took them just a a truckload of work to be able to get to this point. It feels laborious for sure, but by golly, they're getting there.
बम्बर इतना डिटेल में बोलने का जरूरत नहीं है भाई.
This time around, the adjustments
है
finally
कि नहीं?
was to
सारे
just
अपने क्रिएटर्स हैं.
get those trips in
थोड़ा
a much more
कभी-कभी
shallower
अपना
position,
thoughts
all the way
अपने
defensive
पास.
towards the back of
ठीक है?
sights. Now to change things up as well, trying to get a good read for it. It was B
उसका
multiple
chat
times
delete
for
कर दो.
Nongshim, mid as well. Suddenly we're back to A, and lo and behold, the stack is here.
Well, it's going to be an attempt at a little bit of something faster. Danby goes straight on through. To heaven, that fast lane as well, cutting off
OT
the
या
sidelines.
गोटी?
Rotate starting to come through from Sephiroth, but Nongshim are trying to push their way out. It is miscoordinated though, and guess who's here? Kalua, who is missing nothing. The flash connecting as well. Finally a frag in for Nongshim, but you might say it's a little bit too late. Primi at the back of sight, deals with RB, and this must be it. This must be the death throws for the map. Nongshim can't get it done. 2-0. Full sense will survive and push it through to a third.
पहले वो लोग ने मार दिया, फिर ये लोग ने मार दिया.
God, a tactical map. I do wonder how that one
This
will
is
go.
possibly
But
a
for
bit.
this, a slight resurgence from Nongshim, ultimately still stifled out at the end. Full sense, having every bit of macro, pulling every little trick they have out of the
Nongshim
book.
अच्छा खेला
And they
considering
managed to make it work in that
8-4
last
down
round,
थे बे.
pushing Nongshim into spots where they
हाँ?
want them just exactly.
पीछे देख रहे हो? सेल्फी ले रहा था एक बंदा.
You are gonna be there.
मैच
Want
चल
you
रहा है कि
there.
नहीं?
And that's what all those
Selfie ले रहा है बे.
all those trips this double sentinel can do. It's always gonna be kind of a problem for Nongshim, especially the map is gonna be this wide, this narrow, that many different lanes to try and poke through. It's a lot more unlike Haven, of course. But then again, you still saw some swift executes from Nongshim. Definitely forced Full Sense to question things, to think about things. The thrifties that they might have won and then lost back in and around.
Yeah, I definitely thought Nongshim was going to get it done there. I felt like they had it.
तेरे नजर क्यों ज्यादा वहाँ पे?
From Full Sense right at the back end. Still, felt like a map that could go either way. I think for the series as a
बंग
whole,
भाई
you'd
मस्त
say
बिना
Nongshim
दिखाते
still
दिखाते
with their
स्ट्रीम देख रहे हैं
noses
जगह
in front,
W.
but again, that can very much change when we do get to map 3. A pretty
तेरे
inspired performance.
तेरे
it certainly has to be said.
विपिलिया
From Chip
और
Boys, a
एक
good little cameo in
का
there,
एक
here and
पूरा
there
मेडल
from
love
Kilua.
you
So we've got a lot to
love
look
you.
forward to when we
भाई
do.
मजाक सेट कर, अगर तुम लोग मेरे साइड से वीपी ले रहे हो ना, हो सकता है तो मिनिमम 5350 वाला पैक लेना, क्योंकि वो तुम लोग को अगर एक आध स्किन ऐसा खरीदते हो तो वो सस्ते में भी पड़ेगा, प्लस 475 वीपी एक्स्ट्रा मिलेगा. तो आई थिंक तुम लोग 2 स्किन खरीद सकते हो वैसा, समझ रहे हो? सिर्फ एक वैंडल और एक फैंटम या ऐसा सब, या 2 या 3 डिपेंडिंग तुम लोग का नाइट मार्केट कैसा है. और अगर तुम लोग मेरे जैसे हो जो रोज टॉपअप करते हर स्किन पे, तो फिर 11,000 वाला, क्योंकि ओवरऑल देखा जाएगा सबसे चीपेस्ट वो है मैथ्स करोगे तो, और उस पे भी 475 वीपी तुम लोग को मिलेगा. और ये सिर्फ 19 तक की है ऑफर, तो याद रखना. Free
very, very impressive by Full Sense to get it done. Nongshim, they had that recovery in the second half, but, all equally impressive in my mind, step up from the individual, of course, but on the side of Full Sense, they just do enough to get it across the line. 17 for 7 for opening picks as well there. So
10 from Jit.
I mean,
10 from Jit. That is
Fantastic
unbelievable. What a game. I mean, we saw a couple of games from him in that last stage when Full Sense was cranking the double duelist all the time. He had a few games where I was thinking to myself, like, he's actually playing better than Primi on the secondary duelist tiers. And I was thinking, like, okay, if he could do that consistently, then this is going to be a very scary Full Sense team indeed. But then he had a couple of maps where he was literally like triple neg or something like that. So peaks and valleys with Jit Boys, but so far very consistent on the solo duelist with Primi moving across to the deadlock.
Do you think they would have had a better time actually playing with their old comp against Nongshim instead? With Primi on the duelist.
It's hard to say. It's
it's hard to say. It was totally theory here.
Yeah.
But I mean, obviously,
First map, obviously. I mean, it's hard to kind of argue against that. It just didn't really click. That map, I mean, they got the dub at the end of the day. And attack side in particular, I felt like I said, they were contacting into the sites. They were finding gaps on the map. That's not how they would have played against Nongshim. Honestly, I think Nongshim probably would have played better into the double duelist kind of burst style. They're probably much more used to playing against that.
Yeah. Yeah, well, ended up working out. In fact, in the first half, we saw it looked like Nongshim, you know, they won the pistol, things were going to go well again, and then 7 rounds in a row. This double Senti comp worked out really well.
That's the big thing. When people talk about it, it's the ability to win in these post plants. You see it there, they kill Exros, who has the Phoenix, so a real key to stopping these post plants. Yeah. But I felt like they were rock solid. When that double Sentinel gets into a site, it's very, very effective. Now, I do think Nongshim had some decent enough counters. We see them start to entrench themselves on the site here. RB up close, Ivy able to trade, and then X-Ross deep inside these sites. This is how you have to stop it, and this is ultimately what got them those crucial rounds on attack. They needed every single one of them. Here you can see how much further forward they're playing on the map, dominating A main, trying to take that space in B main, getting away that info. It's so important that you don't let them get comfortable in the post plant. And you see it here, this is how they get their 4th round. Without any of these, without the smart coaching adaptations, this game would have gone way, way worse for Nongshim. So it's like we spoke about in that map 1. It's the mind games of understanding this composition. Then they move across to the second half and they do much better. I think they know how to beat it, but now we see the flip side, where the individuals from Full Sense start to take over, their game plan comes alive, and they get it across the line.
Yeah, I mean, I was kind of looking at that big streak in from Full Sense and thinking Nongshim is making some of the right adaptations. They got the op-out immediately on Danby. They had a couple of flash setups with the Phoenix and things like that, or a Paranoia setup, but they were never in the right places. Full Sense was reading the setups very, very well and always finding the right gaps on the map, and once they make their way through the map and onto the site, there's no way you're retaking that, especially if you're going to feed a Phoenix ult early in the game on A ramp and not use it for the retake. That's just not on.
It also helps when Jitboy is hitting all of his shots, using his util really well. He wants to make sure he is never sent back to the Sentinel.
He literally won this game for Full Sense. You cannot argue with that. He was unbelievable on the raise. On the attacking side, that was super impressive. He was never rushing in with a double satchel or anything like that. That round right there, single satchel movement to be able to break lines, but you always see Full Sense are right behind him. This is the trap a lot of race players fall into, and the players as well. I have sick movement. Let me send it as far as possible into the site as I can go. But then when you die and you don't create any entry space and the rest of your team is 3 steps behind you, you're going to have no impact at all. In fact, you're kind of just selling the game to the other team at that point.
Yeah, absolutely. I think he understands his role well. Now he's that single duelist. He's about making that space still. It's about being that team player. And then he adds the frags on top of that, and it starts to look generational. I mean, these are his stats across both maps. Even map 1, where the team overall struggled. 3 rounds, I felt like he was the best player. I felt like he was putting up the moment.
His opping was pretty good as well, and that's something, again, there's a couple of teams in Pacific where they're out.
देखो भाई मैं क्या बोल रहा हूँ उस दिन भरा तेरे को किसके लिए भरा मेरे को अभी याद नहीं क्योंकि नींद कम मिल रहा है मेरे को 2 दिन में 6 घंटा सोया तभी दूसरा आईडी से आया है हाँ 1 2 3 की देखो 1 2 2 3 से आया है नॉर्मल बात कर लेना काहे वापिस नहीं है अगर तू हेटर तो नहीं है अच्छी बात है ना भाई प्रूव क्यों करना पड़ रहा है तेरे को हैं
हे आदती
झगड़ना क्यों पड़ रहा है बोलने को कि मैं नहीं हूँ हेटर नहीं है तो फिर नहीं है तेरे को मालूम होना चाहिए ना तू है कि नहीं हम लोग को मालूम हो नहीं मालूम हो क्या मैटर करता मैं उबिंग से 23 की मैं जिंदगी में कुछ सीरियस बात कर ही नहीं सकता
He's most comfortable. He's now playing a role
hell yeah.
Team a little bit more in these maps, and I think that will take more time. It's one thing to do it in scrims, it's another to do it on the stage. The big question now as we move towards Ascent, that decider, is what will the composition be? Do they rock Cypher Deadlock once more on Ascent?
Binks को भैया बोलना पड़ेगा लेकिन वो मेरे अंकल के
on the attacking side of Ascent, and that could be, I mean, we talked about it already. On Split, they were able to find a lot of gaps and get into a lot of post-map. I think it's actually harder on Ascent, to be honest, to attack with the double Senti. You know, when this comp was kind of innovated initially, you would often be a team that if you're picking Ascent and you're running Cypher Deadlock, you hope to get the pistol, and you hope, okay, if we can combo some ults, let's get a round or two. Back then, it was when Yoro was very strong against the solo duelist. Like, let's just get...
एक बात बता, मेरा तो चल ठीक है उन्हें भरा कि नहीं एसेटल क्रिएटर प्रोग्राम
मैं तो हूँ ऑलरेडी एसिड हूँ मेरा स्पेशल कोटा है जो तेरे पास भी नहीं है
वो तो है भाई सच्ची भाई
मेरे बगैर एंट्री नहीं है इसको
सच्ची भाई कितने भी लोग हैं भाई किधर भी जाने का रहता है कुछ भी रहता है पिंकी को बोला वरना तू नहीं आ रहा ये कैसे
वाइब्स बेटा वाइब्स
वाइब्स वाइब्स वाइब्स अरे वो नॉइस कैंसलेशन हेडफोन
Bree is on the jet. I think he'll be very happy about that. I want to see him get rolling early. He hasn't had a good series so far, so a step up is needed.
Yeah, best of one on a set here for a chance point. Put your foot out in front in the group stage. Primi back on the jet after, you know, some shenanigans on the deadlock. I think he's going to be quite happy with that. Bit of a stylistic difference between these two comps. Cypher is a bit more of a popular choice right now. The Astra comes in here for full sense, but keep in mind, Killjoy just got buffed. The nanos are better. The turret's better. The alarm bot goes faster. So Sephiroth piloting that. He has to do a good job and maybe get some good ults in.
Also, really quickly, Gabby not on the Neon, he's on the jet. I mean, we don't see this as much from him. It's not his comfort ground, but he does have that verticality.
Well, Frost does have 5 wins over Silkanon, but everything is left up to chance now as we go into a set and Kentrol.
More map to go. Full sense Nongshim. Who will it be? What's your take, Kentrell?
Thank you for a first name.
बस मैं आप स्क्रीन को देखते हो तो ऐसे दिखते हो.
Big 50-50 because both sides are just fully unleashed and unchained with the comps they're bringing into this map.
Yeah, I'm glad to see Primi back on that jet. I'll say. I think it's going to be fun. It's going to be exciting. We see
जिसमें Cypher deadlock होना चाहिए उसमें नहीं है.
His level in this series so far. Now that Primi is going to take a little bit more of that space, so that is going to be the question that I have, because if that is maintained, well, I mean, game over. Nongshim, you're in trouble. But
आपसे सुनना है Shadow Do, Pinky का fan Shadow Do.
Shying away, I guess, from Jit Boys in some cases.
देखो क्या मिला?
Oh, it's going to be Jet Phoenix either way, though.
को अच्छा मिल रहा.
Both can have a lot of value in different ways. Mobility flashes in. Here we go.
Oh, crazy blind time.
From RB. That's really going to stymie the momentum of Full Sense, you would think. But Sephiroth, Jet Boys, Primi, they're all having a good time.
भाई मजाक सेक्टर इतना प्यारा ब्लाइंड था. I think उसने 4 ब्लाइंड किए. तीन तो कंफर्म किए.
2v5 is going to be really
बस वो रिकॉन तोड़ना था किसी को.
Francis does have some arrows in his quiver.
It's going to be the first time in the series that we see Full Sense win a pistol, but Francis has other ideas. Surely not. He talked about it. Frost in the interview, they're throwing away advantageous rounds. Full Sense can't afford to throw another one away. Primi locking in that kill onto Ivy, and Francis is kind of up the creek without a paddle. He's really got nowhere to go. He needs mistakes now, and that's one maybe from Primi getting caught out. The ace required. Is there even time for Francis here? He's going to sit that defuse, but he'll be pulled off, and there's nothing really that he can do here. Cruz has won the round for Full Sense, but my God, did that get too close.
I want a replay of that so quick. That Full Sense break the door, and then that was a full classic magazine. Like 4 right clicks just to get 3 kills. Look at that. Every single right click.
वो भी 2 right click की था.
Oh my word! I thought EWC was the last.
Bro, सोच ऐसा जाते जाते इधर soft dart मार के जाता तो उसको भी पड़ी थी भाई. But in the chat पढ़ रहा है ये पढ़ रहा हूँ.
They haven't actually started a map with the pistol win in this series.
That's true. It's been Nongshim all the way.
मैं केक चला था हूँ 1 घंटे का कोटा पूरा करना है. ठीक है ठीक है.
Does that change anything?
मेरे को टोपी वाला Binks मिला.
Primi again back onto that comfort territory. The Jet looking to get aggressive early in this round, seeing if he can have any impact in middle. Doesn't see much though.
Respect playing it cautious and safe. Filling in open spaces where they know their opponents are not, especially that alarm bot going by. Sephiroth looking to swing off contact from the turret.
Yeah, Nongshim trying to get aggressive here. Sephiroth is the only one that's watching this line, so he doesn't want to stick around. That's a good choice from him to just back it up, keep baiting Nongshim in, and the rest of his team have now taken the B site as a result of that space that's been created. 1 for 1. Would he have liked to have gotten more? Maybe, yeah, but job done.
ये side change
Spike
कैसे हो गया
all the way out
सबका?
towards stairs as well. Everyone's just working with the similar post plant ideas from what we saw back over on Split. All stuck on site, just to hammer through.
Nongshim still giving this a crack.
Might as well. They have a bulldog now.
भाई नसीब एक्स्ट्रा दूर से खेलना चालू
Stuck
किया
in on
भाई.
that site as well at the moment.
This could be a real big flash from RB.
Could be Nongshim just sitting here and letting all the full sense players go down to the bomb, but in the end they do decide to push their way through.
Yeah, which is a real wise choice as well. I mean, so far so good. Sephiroth to begin with, you know, not really feeding himself out to the Sharks.
बंग भाई gentleman कहीं आप तो नहीं हो?
The one
Actually मैं
spot where RB sends, you know, the paranoia is where he thinks his opponents would be, but they just are standing on
आंखें भी वैसे निकल रही है
opposite
कभी-कभी
ends of it.
अपना इसका
So
VCT
not blinded at
gameplay
all.
देखे.
We'll be able to continue to push up, and that's full sense now. I mean, it feels as though, like, especially Premier on the jet, they have that mobility, they have that explosiveness to really just.
Is there any chance you can get permission for the साथ देखने में मजा आता है? क्या है dates क्या है? क्या है dates?
Well, just dropped Sephiroth off towards middle to keep an eye on that. Rest of full sense thinking about exploring towards A. We'll wait out that one way.
Dates क्या है?
Little bits of smokes to feign presence. RB confirms.
They won't wait out that one way. She's gonna go anyway. Jip Boys was lobbing the molly.
ये कौन सी molly थी बे?
I thought he was trying to stay off the set.
Flashback on in. Full sense backing away, but Nongshim really
Clear
fighting
किया
for that
अभी ये क्या
space.
counter clear करने जा रहे हैं फिर
You're
भी?
left with one flash for full sense. Nongshim, I mean, they're good to anchor all around and stay close by in case of a double pump. Primi as the one to lurk, though, is a bit curious. Meanwhile, the rest of the team, you got Danby out from A short as well, just to check. But otherwise, with 40 seconds left to go, full sense will kind of decide to commit into B site. The problem is they don't have a full kit of utility just to run it back. No.
ये stars return क्या वापस आ जाएगा Jet?
In, they double pump straight back in the A site.
Nongshim still have some forces
Team
over
बंदे
there.
हैं
Three
लेकिन.
players strong to try to hold on. RB with the paranoia through. It's Primi that gets caught out first. Time is a real problem. Jip Boys sent back. Sephiroth is still putting in some damage, and there is time for a plant. They have to scramble in. They've got it.
Bro, निकाल लिया round.
Hold on a second. Full sense they might be able to scrounge around out of nowhere.
Yeah.
It's looking done. But the recovery is in effect. There's a turret up to watch this push.
Bro, Phoenix ult भी मार दिया था उसके बाद 2 मार दिया था.
Should be an easy double there for Sephiroth as he actually confirms the triple.
ना bro, timeout आने वाला कुछ तो हुआ है.
Who has far too much
Because
to
I'm
do
new
now.
to FPS game. Valor में fire करता हूँ WSD button दब जाते हैं anytime.
Information's given over to full sense, so there's nothing to be done. Swings coming through. 3-0. Full sense looking back on Ascent.
Quite literally, bonus and everything just to put them on that pedestal, and also them threading, kind of like threading the needle to be able to make that happen.
उसका debate अच्छा चल रहा है.
But really just with the timing of everything that you mentioned, right? They run it back, they brought everything
Actual
out.
match
It
अच्छा
feels very dire. They lost
Prediction
the early trades, but
time,
especially the rest
9th
of the team,
round.
the Jit Boys on that Spectre then being able to flood through after the teammates have gone down. Oh, that was quite a mouthful. It definitely sends Nongshim into a bit of.
Although Valorant is the best game, आपके साथ PUBG Mobile के watch party में करूँगा तो वो करूँगा रे PUBG PC वाला.
Maybe farm up on the Outlaw.
Yeah, it should just be a farm round for Full Sense here. We'll see. Time to hear from Full Sense as they negotiate this round.
ये गोट तेरी वेबसाइट love you Zadar bhai, love you.
ตามโดนได้เกี่ยวเพราะว่าอยู่กลางเห็นกูเจนเอาไว้ล็อกเอเมนให้มันทุกกลางมาเข้าเลยกลางเยอะโอ้แทบกลางเอาบอมมาเอาไปเลยมันจ่ายบอดไปแล้วไม่มีของรีเทคแล้วฟังกูนะมันไม่มีของรีเทคแล้ว
Poor Sephiroth, he's just calling that he's hearing a lot of footsteps, but at least this gives the team the plan, and now they are all in position, especially with Primi still on that outlaw.
Yeah, shouldn't be a big deal for Full Sense. Rifle in the hands of X-Ross. If he wants to have a bit of a crack at this one. Pulls out a bit of util from Full Sense, and they are just bunkering down as best they can. X-Ross again sent back. Primi able to have an impact with the kill onto Francis, and slowly but surely you'd think this round should be going the way of Full Sense. It may not still. X-Ross had a chance there onto Primi. RB in all sorts of trouble, but again gets away with a bit of a cheap one. No time for the defuse. How is RB? He is Neo in the Matrix, dodging bullets everywhere. That was the most illegal 4K I've ever seen.
Oh my god. Run and gun.
क्या चल रहा है?
Go for a kill. Oh my god. Even Primi as well, but you know what? It does its thing.
On that one, देखते क्या सीन है? देखते क्या सीन है मेरी जान कटे, देखते अभी तो टाइम है, देखते
still a thrifty round.
एक सेकंड,
no defuse, but a lot of
अभी
damage,
तो मोस्टली तो नहीं होगा, क्लैश हो जाएगा VCT के साथ पूरा.
We'll see what the next round affords us, as Full Sense are close to some ultimates of their own.
मेरे को देखने दे लेकिन फिर कितना क्या क्लैश हो रहा है, क्या सीन है. 3 दिन का ही इवेंट है तो.
Flash out in the corner. This is a much faster round for Full Sense. They're trying to push their way into B, and you're going to get
W ult, W ult, W ult,
as much as possible. Chip boys, he goes through the smoke. And RB was picked up by Cruz in that meanwhile as well. It's gone horribly wrong for Nongshim. Ivy knows he has to try and make a play. That's a nice kill, but
smoke में मारा है क्या उसको?
Trading it out. Leaves Francis pretty much alone at the back of sight. There's a little cubby hole to hide away from the lockdown. Maybe Sephiroth overlooking that. It will give Francis a chance at a defense, but Primi is there to ensure another round will go down.
गंदा clean jeet रहे बे.
Full Sense.
X-Ross trying to farm up some ultimates if possible. No, Chip Boys gets his back instead. Oh, right from the run it back. Yeah, all right. Timeout time. Come on, we need it. Nongshim need it. This has been the smoothest by far that Full Sense has looked this entire series. Round after round, it's been trying to look at their toolkit, seeing what they have, and trying to make the best out of it. And in this round, they had multiple ultimates, a lot of space.
Someone tell me, how do I stop them from throwing? Please! Please! How?
What were they throwing, Hector? I'm not sure we saw the same thing.
I think that might have been the
मार के एक्चुअल में अच्छा रोका था.
Maybe they kept that one in stock.
ओमेन ने टीपी मार दिया, स्मोक में टाइमिंग लेके सिटी वाले को मारा, पता भी नहीं उसको.
This one still worked out pretty well. I mean, everything considered. Just
I mean, the RB 4K round as well, it could have come from, so
probably.
ये सेम चीज मेरे को कल देखने का है.
कल नहीं,
कभी है?
It has been by no means perfect.
Definitely not, especially that pistol. Oh god. But hey, it still looks great, right? I mean, you have those ults, you created all that space for yourself. Nongshim are the ones who are looking confused. They're just reacting to every different thing that Full Sense has been throwing at them. And how could you not? They've been having quite a mental workout from the past 2 maps already.
बिना स्कोर देखे नोंगशिम पे ऑल इन कर दिया था.
Trying to thwart that incoming push, but Full Sense dodged it.
मेरे को भी लगा तो नोंगशिम जीतेगा,
Now
लेकिन
going back in, especially with Silkanon's timeout, we'll see what the next round could afford, because on this one they're on half buys, just X-Ross on a Guardian. One-way smoke, trying to hold a bit more forward space.
Bro, जी का कोच कौन है अभी? गैरी करके एक बंदा है ना? तो वॉच पार्टी कर रहा है अभी.
It does not work out at all for Nongshim.
That's too clean. Cruz has stars placed in a lot of these positions where he expects Nongshim.
कुछ left right हो गया, गैरी भाई को गाली पड़ गई. Yay!
And that's just the rifle, the one hero rifle already gone. So maybe they'll stick close by from the corpses to see if they can pick it up. But Full Sense should be aware of that fact too. No. We're both gonna go on a scouting mission somewhere else, where there may be another collision. Primi's very quick on this outlaw. He has been.
It's a hard angle to clear with the outlaw, so you'd want the rifles to go first. They do. Now Francis has been spotted. There is nowhere to go. That is terrifying from the perspective of
Power Rangers chal raha hai bhai.
Just goes jumping at his face. It's almost like a horror movie.
And then you got close your eyes. It's like flashing everywhere as well. Yeah, just something flying at your screen. It's just a pistol. So we'll take a look at the next round for Nongshim.
Yeah.
It's one that they sorely need, considering the fact that it's a 6-0 right now. And if you think about championship points as well, there is a very possible world in which
6-0
catches up. And maybe some of the other teams
6-0 दो मैच ऐसे होने के बाद
are facing Gen G next week, Nongshim. But right now, a 3-stack on the B site. Again, forward space, trying to find as much information as possible. But look at those stars from Cruz again. It just forces a couple members to stay close by, maybe on A site. Dambi out with the op.
Oh. Missed shot on both sides.
पास तबे दोनों लेकिन
Does Full Sense try to double back? Force Dambi off of an initial line, go for that slight reposition. No, actually, they just avoid him completely. They've managed to cross the middle safely. Nobody's marked
Cypher को
this
मारेगा
position.
प्रीमी
There's so much space for Full Sense.
101%.
Oh, okay. Leave someone on an
बाद
insert.
में
Op presence found, so you just explore another
बाद में
area of the map. Why not? There's a trip, but that's not too difficult to deal with, especially with a team working behind him. Like, we're going everywhere. We went B, we went A, we're back
अब वो
middle.
मारेगा
Spice walking through mid.
Nongshim is just like, where
क्या कर रहे हो
are
आप?
these guys? It's all down onto that Dambi.
To have that extra player over towards A, which will be a mistake in the end. Dambi having now dropped is going to leave Francis alone on B, and that is a pretty grim position to be in. Ball comes back across though from RB, and Francis finds the timing perfectly. 7 seconds on the clock, Full Sense. Oh, cue the frost clip. Cue the frost clip again. Francis has an ace. Somebody tell these guys to stop throwing. What?
अकेला बंदा क्या है
An off
ये
angle. I can't. Yeah. Okay,
Bro,
needs a little
अकेला
bit of comment.
बंदा
We're running out of time as well. But they did so well. They took down Dambi. That was a hell of a wide swing. And it all comes down to this. The driest of peaks. Nobody able to trade. There was still a slight window of opportunity to maybe get that spike down. All the work just to fall down to that one Phantom. This is incredible stuff from Nongshim.
That was very messy from Full Sense. I mean, incredible stuff from Francis, I think.
Yeah,
is the way you'd put that. But if that's what it takes to get one round on the board, then I'm not sold just yet. Dambi taking matters into his own hands, back in with that op. Full Sense finding it a little bit more difficult.
What's your point Frostbite को रखना चाहिए था या नहीं, because we can see how FS is destroying us. भाई मैं
enough to send Full Sense back over to A side.
हर चीज पे opinion देने वाला बंदा हूँ नहीं भाई. You come to a wrong place.
Spam the jump a little bit more. If he spots a head or something, he's going to smoke that off so quick. But Full Sense hedging their bets onto this A short push instead. It's kind of a delayed split. Shallow drone, Ivy. This is such a tight off angle.
Oh, awkward for Jip Boys as he's picked up nicely. Much better round from Nongshim.
निकालना चाहिए और निकालना पड़ा मैं.
Game back on.
Slowing down the pace that much further. Nongshim really turtle up, quite literally. A little bit out front, Dambi, but it just funnels Full Sense elsewhere. And if you look at all the positions that Nongshim are holding, the trips that they're playing, it's kind of similar to what
हो सकता है क्या comeback? हो सकता है?
especially with the
Time out आएगा?
is just having those trips playing around them.
W.
Full Sense, they haven't really met this kind of resistance so far.
W.
The solution should be somewhat simple, right? You're just gonna have to try and get a feel for where those trips are more commonly placed. Use maybe shock darts or walk a little bit more slowly to
बंक्स भाई एक और न्यू चैनल ओपन कर लो वहाँ पे देना अपना ओपिनियन इजी 1 मिलियन जाएंगे न्यू चैनल क्यों ओपन करना है इतने सारे ओल्ड चैनल वाले कर रहे हैं अपना ओपिनियन अभी
Find a bit more space themselves and work around the map as well.
I can't imagine this is going to be a fun tack timeout in the full sense camp, right? Like, they reliably probably should be up 7-0 off the start there, but just giving Francis way too much room. In the end, that round is what starts to turn it back on its head for Nongshim.
Save that reprimand for the end of the series. Let's go again. 4 ultimates online for Nongshim though. This is definitely going to be quite a possible conundrum. They're thinking to push out B main, maybe run it back. Don't hear anything though, so going to hold on to that for now. Down B sees nothing inside.
Just a reminder, आपको permission नहीं है मत बोल.
Oh, drone battle in middle. Everybody spotted, so full sense. Game is given away that they are in middle.
Mid to A?
But this is something different.
Oh my god.
Flash forward for Primi. They've got a smoke there as well.
भाई तुम लोग भी वही देख रहे हो जो
Francis
मैं
from really
देख रहा
seeing
हूँ.
a whole lot. Primi with the fancy footwork, trying to dodge that Hunter's Fury, but RB is the one that will activate in the mid-round. He's found 3 out of nowhere, and now the smoke finally starting to fade. I'm not sure that that's going to help out much, but still, job done. Ivy, the double, and even had he not, Danby was there.
Yeah.
Nongshim are so bad.
This is...
Yeah.
Oh, couldn't agree more. And they considerably didn't spend too many ultimates. Just the one Hunter's Fury. RB able to hold from the other side.
They pushed the smoke?
Yeah, can't lie. That's,
It
I
was
think
their
they were
smoke.
trying to do it against the Hunter's Fury. They were maybe thinking that...
Right.
Yeah, Francis might have been alone, but that's one of those. Frost is going to be pissed. It was meant to be a mid to A, wasn't it? They were trying to avoid all the initial trips. You know, you wouldn't have any trips towards the back of like A heaven. But
or base.
you get punished for your mistakes either way. Next round up. Last buy possible for full sense for a little while. Nongshim still with an op.
Good flash, great flash. Not quite capitalized on though.
ज़्यादा मारना था, बहुत प्यारा था blind.
That's not how that was meant to go for
ज़्यादा
Nongshim.
मारना था रे, double blind बहुत प्यारा था.
He was meant to play around it too, but
VCT था ये.
sheer mechanical skill, still able to.
Just to use up the member milestone chat. Thank you for the 22 months. Many chance today.
Just kind of forced to go back around, trying to see if he can catch people on rotations, but no, they're not there. In fact, they just avoid the drone. And now they're going to double back in.
Should fall back on the line though. Gives Francis a chance in this round.
Okay,
Cruz is low.
Nice shock dart. No, looking for it. Doesn't end up landing in the end, but Danby's over here now as well to reinforce. This could be another round that falls apart a bit for full sense. A missed shot though. Need to get the information. Dart goes through. Francis falls. This is much better from full sense.
30 seconds
That
left.
slow progression.
भाई रिकॉन
Not
जिसने
leaving
भी
any
तोड़ा ना दे
opportunities
मानस
for Nongshim.
मजाक
Plan
सेट
goes
कर
down.
जिसने भी वो रिकॉन तोड़ा ना दे मानस
just trying to go back in.
No.
Save, probably. He's got a lot of money though, so. Yeah, back to the rifle.
Not getting anything. Oh, never mind. Spoke too soon.
Oh my god.
Danby, Ivy.
Bro,
There's
don't
not that
tell
much
me,
time
bro.
left. They have to commit to this push.
Bro,
They
don't tell
must
me.
know this is where the last 2 players are. Swing in from Ivy, really looking for it. No way. Defuse on.
He's got it.
He's got it. No. Nongshim, they've stolen another round away from full sense.
What a lovely number as well. Oh my god, Elfish, keep your mouth shut.
मजा आ गया
We've had quite a few
मेरे
caster
को लगा
curses already.
अपना ही मैच एक ऐसा
But
था
this is one of those.
हाँ? लेकिन अभी
Swaps over to the rifle.
अच्छा लगा रहा है थोड़ा
Such a
ये
smart
वाला देख
call as
के
well. Immediately
हाँ
spams as much as
ये
possible.
वाला देख
Cruz
के
gets taken
एकदम
down. Quick with a swing
मजा आ
from
गया
Ivy. And in that 2v2 as well.
we are not alone
Relentless. It's possible for a 6 and 6 now. Full
Full
sense
sense
onto
अपने
the
साथ
save, or at least a partial purchase for this round.
Zero
But
one six
great
nine
start
shout out
for
to
Premi now.
you.
Damn, he's still in the off though.
Must be divided. from Full Sense, but Primmy's Bladestorm is not going to have much impact at all. Still,
Frost
ASAC
tilt होने
take
वाला
them.
आज मैं thank you for the membership मेरी जान कर
Not
रहे
concerned about that though. They say, all right, well you can have the
Bro,
site
Frost
5-on-4.
tilt होने वाला है chat.
They have all...
exactly where you...
I mean, 6-on-4 if you count the run it back.
True.
Flashes, RV with his own. It's not going to be the easiest to hold.
Well prepared for this retake. Drone going over the top, looking for the information. Lure spotted. Frag's not yet coming though. X-Ross is sent back to safety, but
Molly,
Nongshim, they just had way too many
perfect,
resources. They overwhelmed Full Sense, and man, this half, like this has got to be one of those halves where Full Sense are getting in their own heads now. This was looking so clean. It was looking like it was their map, their series done and dusted, but now Nongshim are just rampaging through these rounds.
It's kind of seesaw back and forth. I mean, these little moments where they really felt like they could pounce on some opportunities, but instead leaving gaps open for Nongshim to exploit against them. Full Sense, it's really unfortunate, but you have to admire what Nongshim are doing as well. Of course, though, at least I will have to say for this round, they managed to bait several ults or pieces of utility away from Nongshim then. But what is this double off?
Points there?
What is this double off?
क्या दिया था मैंने
Okay, not
prediction?
anymore. Back in the middle.
Points तो दे दिया.
X-Ross not spotted. Can he recalibrate? Yes, of course he can. He's been good all day. And it's a 2-for-1. Again, Full Sense don't get the advantage. Sephiroth forced away by the hot hands. Oh. Missed shots from Cruz will not help Full Sense out at all. Spam through that smoke could have got a kill, but...
क्या दूँ?
Okay. Just trying to stabilize, but Cruz is out of stars.
What is this shooting gallery in middle from Nongshim? There's 4 players holding mid.
They know that Full Sense will have to cross at some point, so that's one more free kill for Nongshim. 2v4, another retake where Nongshim have way more resources.
But they closed the door on the spike.
Okay.
Maybe they just wanted to break the door, I'm not sure. That might have been a miscom.
Confirm miscom.
Yeah. It doesn't seem like Full Sense have a great read on where Nongshim is at the moment. Sephiroth spotted out. Easy finish for Nongshim. Wow, I'm starting to see some problems cropping up for Full Sense here.
I don't know what to call it.
Yeah!
I'm trying to wrap my head around it, but it's kind of odd. Is it map fatigue? Like, what's going on?
Mental boom.
Either way, rounds booming on the other hand for Nongshim. I mean, look at this play. Final round of the half. Suddenly they go in for a mid, well, not really a crunch, but just in position for it. Because Full Sense have been exhausting their options. Full Sense have been exploring every portion of the map.
Halftime.
As they go back in towards middle, I think. Yeah, that's pretty difficult. Ivy was always watching B main as well.
अभी अगर वो लोग reset ना होते लग गए.
So 6-6. The result, the victor of this series to be decided within one half.
That's an unreasonable half, isn't it? 6 from Full Sense, then 6 from Nongshim. I feel smart money's on Nongshim at the moment. They've got the momentum.
They
अगर पैसे नहीं हो तो उधर मिलता है
less mistakes. I think that's the main thing between the two teams, because you have to admit there were rounds where Full Sense had some pretty good ideas. They really wanted to, you know, find certain executions, or they actually have certain advantages. For example, being able to get themselves into sight, holding out from Boathouse, but then the 2v2 out from Nongshim, they're still able to take it away.
0-6 comeback WW comeback से ज़्यादा थोड़ा left right हो गया रे.
A couple of Full Sense players felt like they had an opportunity to maybe pounce
8-4
on
तो confirm था, लेकिन 9-3-10-2 भी हो सकता है. 8-4 तो confirm एकदम.
We go again.
100% confirm
this round. And then in the first half, we'll see if they can get another.
Hello, Bangbai, positive to you, मेरी जान कर दे. Love you, मेरी जान कर दे.
Cruises the solo defender over toward A here. Would not want to be getting picked up on this jiggle.
Insane stack on middle. Nothing seen. I don't know if Cruz has an escape plan. Down to 120 as well. You're hearing alt orbs and a couple of hops. Do you start to make some moves. I mean, you got 4 on B. Maybe push out a B main.
Yeah, I don't think you can have 4 players dedicated on B this late in the round if you're not going to do something with it. They got the dart.
Oh, what? Okay. Or maybe you do.
Maybe it's a galaxy brain read from Full Sense.
Because Nongshim have been playing a little bit more slow, especially in those first 2 maps. Remember all those multiple double pump, triple pump?
Nongshim are going to go walking right back into the setup.
Drone to feign presence. Cruz just so patient.
Francis doesn't see anything on A. Surely that's got to be a bit of a tell, maybe not. The setup perfect for Full Sense. And the answer is there.
They are back,
Primi
they are
with
back.
the double. Kalua chiming in as well.
They are back, they are back, they are back.
30 seconds.
Zero info.
I have to wonder, is this a lot of research work done from the tape gathered over at
100%.
DWC?
That's what that round feels like.
Okay, reset, okay, reset,
You're not
okay,
sitting
reset,
4
okay.
players over on B for an entire round without having some inclination that maybe Nongshim will pivot back there on the pistol.
At first glance, though,
How is my legendary badge looking? यार मेरे को भी चाहिए वो सब यार.
Check on your nails a bit, but
6-7.
Primi's
Okay,
looking back in form as well. Could we have another second win, another resurgence from Full Sense now that they've got the pistol? Or was that some kind of a curse because they've been losing pistols in those first 2
अब
maps,
Nongshim पर points लगाए तो reset हो गए. वाह रे
6 for 6. They get the pistol. Trying to work around the orb.
तूने जिंक्स के मैंने क्या किया भाई?
Defense on A required.
The blue
Straight out
one.
into. Never mind, it was Damby, of course. That was straight out into the shots from Cruz. Chip Boys is there as well. And I did ask the question at the start
This
of
is not good. Phoenix को अब मिल रहा है.
Primi is back on the duelist. Nice kill for Ivy. Does that sort of take some of the shine away from Jit Boys, who's been pretty good this series so
Finger
far?
pick up, eh?
Kind of been leading from the front, fragging wise for
A win is a win.
But I think Jit Boys has had his moments on this map as well.
Yeah, Chip Boy's still pretty solid. And he's relatively close to another run it back in the second half now at least.
एक से रह गया हाँ क्या? Go to last
Primi operating on a different role. He's gonna probably hold on to an op at some point now to an outlaw. So that's the intention.
Jit Boys ने मस्त घुमाया लेकिन main ये है कि उसको बहुत hard points मिले.
That's a little bit different as well. I mean, we got to consider how this killjoy comes into factor as compared to the Cypher that we witnessed in that first half. For now, though, it's just heavy lead, heavy resistance around this A main orb.
इतनी गंदी शायरी आग लगा दो.
Vie for it.
क्या है मैं पढ़ा नहीं शायरी.
Better of at least getting that orb early. Chip Boys copying a bit of a beating there, trying to challenge it.
Yeah, it's just classic stuff, but yeah, because no one from Full Sense is seeing anything else anywhere, any other portion of the map. Just gonna have to relinquish that orb and start to push around.
Full Sense गया है round.
The guns, though. Okay, Bulldog's still good. Vandal's still good.
Full Sense still good.
Yep. Lurk's eliminated. Nongshim has no choice but to walk into this A side and hope for the best.
Maybe it was a fake comeback after all from Nongshim. Damby will be an easy cleanup. Went past Cruz, didn't check. Nongshim get those 6 rounds in the first half, make us think like there's going to be a contest. And immediately, it seems there might not be.
Yeah, kind of early. I'm gonna hold my breath.
I don't know if it's early anymore. I mean, it's going to be 9-6, map 3.
Actually, बहुत कुछ jinx
Early in
करना
the
चाहता
second
था यार
half,
मैं.
I should correct myself, but
लेकिन नहीं.
curious to see because I mean everything changed when Silkanon came in with the timeout from before. This time around, hold on. Guys, please.
He's looking for him. Flash.
Party chat lag टेका था ये member सुन लिए ना.
Safe enough.
Upgrade for Primi as well.
We're gonna save a couple of strands for of hair on the top of Frost's head, so he's not gonna go ball.
23rd को cinema का मजा आएगा. 23rd को है क्या GFS?
I'll tell you what, if I was the coach of Full Sense in this game, I think I'd be bold.
There's just no way. But so far, so good for Full Sense at least. Early presence, both teams are on A main, but Primi with the sniper outlaw still, because they're Nongshim are going to be on this eco with the bonus.
कुछ तूफानी
Just always able
फास्ट
to
प्ले
catch
कर
everything
सकते हो
else
लोग
towards
फिनिशर
middle,
डाल
if
के.
not B main where all the util sits. So thinking about how Nongshim tries to survey as much as possible for this round, but they're not
Never
getting
mind.
too much done.
Yeah. Feels like a
अपने करेंगे
pretty
commit.
tough round to negotiate here for Nongshim.
We'll listen in anyway.
오케이 오른쪽 넘어와서 피닉스 가리고 레버 막기 하자 레버 막기. 싱글 거든. 또
क्या हो रही है?
마켓 가리라는 거지? 마켓.
चैट चलो वाइडी देख रहा है लाइक करो.
그래서 가자 뛸게. 나오는 거지. 필스마크.
और ज्वेल्स भी दे सकते हो.
나 넘어간다 야 바로. 나 리본 떼볼게. 그래. 다 있었다. 갈게 가린다. 야 깎고. 가자 쭉 들어가니까. 안에 들어가서 갈게. 끝나고 감. 이거 끝나 망상.
Nongshim going to be slowed down for a second, but they've still got
क्या
plenty
लगता
of
है?
time.
होल्ड होगा या
Try
नहीं
and
होगा?
push their way in to be here.
2v4
They really have the weapons, but gonna try and give it a bit of a crack. Hoping to maybe bait Primi forward into some crosshairs, but it'll go the other direction. Jip Boys as well wants to get in to the thick of things, and full sense that is a perfect round out from them. 10-6. Right back into the winner's circle.
And it was always kind of well read by Full Sense already too. This gives them double digits. As soon as they found this one kill,
नहीं रे.
players positioned
हर टीम
around
हर टीम
two,
के
like,
साथ
they kind
खेलेगा.
of knew where the rotations were heading. Well, they tried to, yeah, maybe
उसके बाद
get
प्लेऑफ होगा
Primi out
और
to the
उसके
open.
बाद चैंप्स पॉइंट्स
Primi's
मिलेंगे
so
तो चैंप्स के लिए
comfortable once
क्वालीफाई
again,
होंगे
yeah,
वैसे सब
18 and 10.
Yeah, back
लर्न
to,
लोबिन है अभी लर्न लोबिन.
I think really it is fair to say his comfort territory.
Yeah.
You see the difference between map 3 Primi and map 1 and map 2 Primi. Here he goes again, by the way. Knows the crosshairs are in his direction, 1-for-1. Now starting to favor Full Sense as Jip Boys claims another and is able to get back out to safety as well. So Nongshim just not having the success on this attack at all. More aggression still yet to come from Full Sense. They want to fight again for that control in tree. And it's Jip Boys that gets himself a double for the round. Sephiroth as well.
Francisco.
I'll be the last standing, dealt with by Full Sense, and it's a flawless first half for 6 rounds, and now it's a flawless second half for 5 rounds.
Are we gonna go 6 for 6 again?
Yeah. Is this the script?
Feels like it for now. We're gonna have a timeout again. Of course, a much needed one for Nongshim now. The pressure's all slightly different though. And this is just wonderful macro coming up from Full Sense, right? So many rounds in a row where everyone's conditioned to go around this A-main orb. So many rounds in A-main, A-main. Suddenly then you go for an A-main crunch. Multiple teams have done variations of this as well, but this one, where you have the Phoenix right underneath, and Jit Boys is the one to add in that extra layer of firepower as well. There's just no answer from Nongshim.
That is just a comical timeline.
No.
Last ditch attempt coming through here from Nongshim. I mean,
thank you, Lord. Bye.
No way, like 6-12, you make a comeback. No way.
I don't think so.
Zero chance.
I would like to eat my words, though. I would love for it to be an upset, but we'll see. We'll see. I have no idea what this. I don't know. Like, I'm not entirely sure what Silkanon could call. We haven't seen too many variations from Nongshim's attack. They've always done the same thing, like 5 rounds.
अभी Nongshim को alt use करने पड़ेगा extra उसका.
Maybe a little bit.
There is no way वो लोग last round के लिए बचा करेंगे.
With all that util and a little jiggle peek from Sephiroth, who's still honestly pretty damn capable, everything considered.
भाई वो लोग अगर ये round, for example, 30 निकाल भी ले upset कर दो, वो लोग का economy बहुत ज़्यादा है, so world पे आ रहा है.
Once again, is looking to take advantage of that. It'll be Jip Boys and Cruz though that do find those frags first.
How they immediately
हर जगह numbers है बे.
Everyone runs back. We have numbers, guys.
अबे ये क्या है बे जिजिकिस? ये पहली बार देखा मैंने.
Disrupt Nongshim. You know that there's
अरे बता जिजिकिस मेरे जान खड़े.
Buy through. They've got some ultis to play with. They could do something in this round, but not if they're playing 3v5. Unless we see another throw from Full Sense, which, to be fair, there was a few of them in the first half, but this round seems to be pretty well locked in.
Nah, look at all that killjoy util. RB managed to slip up from behind. Hold on.
बेचारे दूसरी बार off guard पकड़ा गया.
1v5. Okay, I was joking, but now maybe it's real until he crosses Primi.
जानवर बंदा है.
I wanted to believe.
Do we keep Primi on duelist forever now? Frost. Have a think. consider it, please. Outlaw.
At least say no to deadlock!
The one. Be able to prevent that full 1v5 from happening. Yeah, otherwise it's starting to look kind of desperate, to be honest, from Nongshim. Just really not seeing too much else.
बस भाई ये देखो यार अच्छा है वो.
It's going to be
Point
4-1
दे
on the
चल.
opposite side. Instead of A main, we go B main.
18th round
Even a little bit towards
Nongshim
middle
जीता.
as well. Fermi has the op now, though, for the first time in this second half. I mean, as Nongshim, you would anticipate it.
I've figured it out, Quack.
Yes?
Full sense. They're playing the 6-7 strat.
Wait, what?
6 rounds in the first half, 7 rounds in the second half.
What are you on, man? Please.
6-7.
No, I know. No, please.
Just win 7 in a row in the second half, 6 in a row in the first half.
Okay, if it actually happens on this round, I'll give it to you. But for
That's
now,
one man.
Nongshim still have a chance in towards market. The first time they're trying this push, and they've managed to get the opening frag.
Maybe that wasn't the strat after all. Ivy.
Phoenix ult भी है.
Nongshim a bit of a chance in here. Danby under real pressure. Kalua though. He's only able to get the one, and Sephiroth can't hold on to the site. It's the defensive setup that hasn't worked out for Full Sense this time. They'll need a retake.
Hair casters.
Don't really have much to get back in here. He obviously has the Blade Storm, so maybe he could conjure a little bit of magic. Kalua,
Chip Boys as well, close to an ult.
is looking for that information to try to set his duelists up for success, and in all that meanwhile, the spike is ticking away. Flash forward, again buying some more time.
बहुत सारा
Full Sense
angles
have
खाली
honestly
गया
been
बे.
timed out of this round. They're still going to go for it, but Chip Boys is the sacrificial lamb. And eventually they cut their losses, so no 6-7
क्या लगता है?
strat,
There
but
is hope क्या? Francis का ult है
hold
वैसे.
on, because 6 in the first half, 6 in the first half, 6 in the second half. What about 6 again here from Nongshim? 12-12.
There's no 7 there. 12-12 will be overtime. Someone has to go to an 8.
I'm just saying, like, we are having the most ridiculous game. Look at that timeline.
It is definitely ridiculous, but it's kind of wonderful as well for Nongshim. After the timeout, finally.
भाई technically possible तो है. Technically possible तो है. मजा तो आएगा देखने में टाइम में. हाँ? 6 तेरा, 6 मेरा, फिर 6 मेरा, फिर 6 तेरा.
Least expecting position that Full Sense didn't really read.
डॉक्टर साहब आ चुके हैं. You should speak up for. बच गया. डॉक्टर साहब जिनका लेना देना नहीं है वो भी स्पीकअप कर रहे भाई. हाँ, हमारा लेना देना है. हम शांत है, एक रीजन के वजह से शांत है. समझ रहे हो? और मैं तक भाई के सपोर्ट में क्या बोला है वो कल के किक स्ट्रीम पे दिख जाएगा. तो मेक श्योर यू फॉलो मी ऑन किक. है कि नहीं? बराबर है. और जो सही है जो गलत है हम लोग को मालूम है. अभी पौधा तो है नहीं कि हर चीज में अपन स्टैंड ले. सोचने वाली बात है. बिग बॉस तो चल नहीं रहा है. इधर मैटर ए स्टैंड. अरे इधर ए स्टैंड. बिग बॉस तो चल नहीं रहा है.
So it doesn't really deter them too much. In fact, they actually just hunker down and go for the open firefight. Everyone from Nongshim just trying to bait Full Sense into reacting around the B side.
तो जिनका मैटर है
They could continue to do this again. My question is, does Full Sense
वो आके कभी ना कभी बात कर लेंगे, क्लियर कर लेंगे. लीगल चल रहा है, खत्म होने दो, या उसके पहले आके बात कर लेंगे जो भी है.
So, do you kind of leave a certain side a little bit open, hold more defensive positions, give yourself an escape route, come back in for a retake? It's possible.
करेक्ट है कि नहीं?
As expected, yeah. Back to B.
It's not concerning yet for Full Sense, but what if one more round? If one more round for Nongshim, are they starting to think in the back of their minds, oh, not again?
Yep,
Nah,
take it.
you can't. You still have money too. But okay, Nongshim are coming in with variations of a default that has worked for them now. Back over onto middle, but Premi will stifle the initial lurk.
डट के वजह से
That's
मारा
enough
भाई
information too.
Nongshim try and work their way into tree. There's a smoke and a flash to try and get them in, but a counteracting flash from Jim Boyce is worth 2.
एक मारा रहता तो चलता था.
Nongshim still fighting hard. They get a kill out of Francis. Primi is certainly giving them an opportunity to fight. Eventually does let his cooler head prevail. Not going down. Francis gets Primi. No, they're going to walk straight back on in. One-on-one. Sephiroth.
Oh my God! Clutch!
Gets it done. 13-8. It was a huge recovery.
Divide clutch again.
Nongshim looked like they were going to walk away with the victory, but in the end, full sets take the win.
Like we said, right,
clutch again.
Just cost them. There's so much cushion. Look at that. A reunion with a win to boot. And of course, Sephiroth as well, spreading his wings, flying high with the team, descending upon his opponent, the one wing that he has.
There's so much unemployment in this country.
Second half where they
ये सब मेरे को नहीं मालूम है, ये context मेरे को नहीं मालूम, मैं अभी बोल रहा हूँ.
Defense, the sniper, Primi
ये context मेरे को
on
नहीं
the
मालूम.
duelist.
जी.
Quite a bit of work for Nongshim. They still almost made it possible though, you can't lie. Like, if they just maybe looked in the right direction, they could have taken down Sephiroth. Who knows?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, yesterday night I think asking you such a question was not meant to hurt you. Chill yaar, it's rough times bro. Rough times. It's rough times. मेरा सिर्फ इतना टेक है, मेरे साथ कुछ 6 साल में मेरे साथ कुछ लेफ्ट राइट नहीं हुआ. That is it. हुआ है तो I don't care. That is double it. Simple. है? Simple as that. तो जिनको स्टैंड लेना है ले, जिनको बात करना है करे. मेरे को जब परमिशन मिलेगा अपन बात कर लेंगे. जिसके बारे में मिलेगा उससे बात, कुछ मेरे को गाली गलौज करने का जरूरत है नहीं. पॉइंट टू पॉइंट बात कर लेंगे. पॉइंट टू पॉइंट. सामने वाला कुछ बोल भी नहीं पाएगा, ये मैं गारंटी देता हूँ. समझ रहे हो? तो इट इज व्हाट इट इज. यू नो फ्रॉस्ट भाई, आज तक एनएस के अगेंस्ट नहीं हारे, रिकॉर्ड इज स्टिल मेंटेन. इसलिए तो उसको जीतने का था फ्रॉस्ट के अगेंस्ट. एनएस के कोच ने इसलिए तो बोला था एक बार तो मेरे को जीतने का. बेला कितनी सुंदर है. साला. लव यू कुशांत भाई, लव यू. रिकॉर्डेड. एक सेकंड, मैंने नहीं बोला था बेला कितनी सुंदर. अब भी बोल रहा, मैं चैट पढ़ा था. हेलो क्लिप हो गया. हेलो क्या बेट हो गया. 2 बार बोल दिया. 5 स्ट्रीम कब होगी? मेरे को नहीं लगता भाई, मेरे को नहीं लगता कभी भी. बहुत जल्दी होएगी, क्योंकि ये सब चीज़ से ऑब्वियसली मैं तो डील कर सकता हूँ. बाकी लोग करेंगे नहीं करेंगे, कुछ बोलेंगे, बोल पाएंगे नहीं बोल पाएंगे, पता नहीं. मैं डील कर सकता हूँ, मेरे को इनसाइड आउट पता है सबका. इग्नोर करो ये फोकट में एक बंदे को भर दूंगा, लेना देना नहीं. अरे मत ना रे बाबा, वापिस जेरी, वापिस वही बकचोदी. क्यों करने का है? क्यों करने का है भाई? मत करो ना ये सब भाई, ये सब में कुछ नहीं रखा है भाई, ये सब में कुछ नहीं रखा भाई, ये सब नहीं है भाई, मैं बोल रहा हूँ ना। क्योंकि वहां पे क्या है, ऑलरेडी एक डिफेंस वाला है। मैंने बोला था इनके बारे में नहीं है, मैं बोला था उनके बारे में नहीं है। मेन बात ये है कि उनको उनका दुख तब भी याद आता है जब कुछ कांड हो, तब तक वो लोग को मालूम नहीं रहता क्या दुख चल रहा। अचानक मैं क्या बोल रहा हूँ, एक बार वंस अपॉन अ टाइम ऐसा वाला सीन है, समझ रहे हो। फिर उसके साथ एक और भाई बंदा है अभी, मैं बोलूँ मेरे पास बहुत ब्रो, मेरे पास बहुत है ब्रो, ब्रो मेरे पास बहुत है। मेरा मैटर के जमाना हो गया, मैं अभी भी हर एक के चैट में मेरा नाम रहता है। वो लोग का नाम यहाँ पे रहता भी नहीं है, मेरे मॉड्स ऐसे है। ना उनकी बातें होती है। तो भाई वो लोग ही जाने, सब लोग ही जाने क्या करने का लाइफ में, तुम्हारे गोट लोग तुमको क्या सिखा रहे, क्या हो रहा है। जब भी आएगा, आज नहीं तो कल या फिर 5 साल में सबको अक्कल आएगा। 10 साल दिया, आएगा ना, तब देख लेंगे। अपन तो इधर ही है। मेरा तो ऐसा नहीं कि बहुत कमाने के बाद मैं रिटायरमेंट लेने वाला हूँ। मेरे को लाइव स्ट्रीम करना पसंद है, मैं करने वाला हूँ जब तक जाने, देख लेंगे। ठीक है, मत कर लो, ले जाने दे, लीव इट ही कर रहा हूँ भाई। एक बार परमिशन दे यार, एक बार। आज सुबह ही मैंने मांगा, पता है, सुबह ही मांगा, प्लीज प्लेज अ लिटल। सारे राइट लोग रॉन्ग टाइम पे ही आ रहे। हाँ, सब लोगों का मॉरल जाग रहा है, प्लेज करके नहीं मिल रहा। तो जो भी है वो, मैं सिर्फ इतना बोल रहा हूँ, जो लोग एसिटल फैंस हो गए, जो लोग मेरे फैंस हो गए, कोई क्रिएटर का फैंस हो गए, जो मैटर है वो सॉर्ट हो जाएगा। जिनका मैटर है वो लोग देख लेंगे, दोनों साइड का स्टोरी सुन लो क्या होएगा। ठीक है, ऐसा तो कुछ नहीं हुआ है कि अगर कोई गलत है तो अपोलॉजी वीडियो या मैसेज नहीं आया रहेगा, ऐसा तो कभी नहीं हुआ। मीडिया लाइन में तो कभी भी नहीं हुआ। तो वेट करो, बराबर है, बराबर है। हम्म, भाई मेरे को, मैं ये सब में नहीं घुसता रे ब्रो। मेरा लाइफ में दो लेफ्ट राइट चीज हुआ है। एक, उस भड़वे के जैसे जिसने गाली वाली दी थी माँ बाप पे, ब्रांड पे, सब पे, इसमें भी मेरी गांड लगी थी। तो मेरे को ये सब चीज से दूर रखो। मैं अगर बोल दूंगा सिर्फ कलेश ही होएगा। अपन दूर। क्रेट ओपनिंग वैन मोस्टली रात को करेंगे, मोस्टली रात को करेंगे। ओके, तो अभी अपन सेकंड मैच नहीं देख पा रहे ऑब्वियसली। अभी कुछ चीज़ें हैं जो मेरे को करने की है, तो अपन सीधा आएंगे ईएमईए और देखेंगे अपन एनए, और बीच में टाइम रहेगा तो मोस्टली आज वैलो खेलेंगे। किक का स्ट्रीम पूरा टाइम चलता रहेगा, और वाईटी बीच में एक बार बंद करके दूसरा करना पड़ेगा क्योंकि दो अलग अलग रीजन का वॉच पार्टी राइट्स है। तो दैट इज द प्लान, दैट इज द प्लान, दैट इज द प्लान, दैट इज द प्लान, दैट इज द प्लान। ठीक है, नेक्स्ट मैच है आई थिंक डीआरएक्स वर्सेस केआरएक्स वर्सेस डीएफएम। जिनको देखने का मेन इस पे देख सकते हो। मेरे हिसाब से इतना बाप खतरनाक तूफानी कुछ मैच नहीं होने वाला। तो या या ठीक है, चलो गाइस, बाय 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 बाय, टेक केयर। आदियोस स्टेडियम में आदियोस, बाय बाय। ठीक है, सब्र का फल मीठा होता है, याद रखना बस। मिलते हैं, बाय चैट। 8:30 बजे मिलते हैं, बाय 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 बाय।
I find you a star, and we could be in love, lighting up the dark. But there's nothing I can do. I can never get to you.